Hey everyone, and welcome to the All Elite Zone podcast on YouTube and Twitch. We're here for our AEW Dynamite live reaction, but here we go. As we mentioned, an hour before Dynamite, we're having ROH star O'Shea Edwards on for an interview, and that's what we're doing here now. Thanks for joining us, O'Shea. It's a pleasure to have you on.
Give me one second. Hey, here we go. No, guys, thanks for having me, man. I appreciate it.
You might not remember me, but I used to be a booking agent seems like a long time ago. You were one of the top guys I wanted to book, but stuff happened. I'm no longer with that thing. But you were like the number one prodigy I wanted to book, and it's great to see you higher up in wrestling now. This is a few years ago that I contacted you about all that. But you were with ROH a little bit with Shane Taylor Promotions. You've been all across the world. Look, Adam, do you want to start us off with the first question?
Yeah, like we do. O'Shea, nice to meet you. Got to watch a couple of your highlight reels, man. And man, I'm impressed. I love big guy wrestling. I'm a big fan of it. I was a big fan of Vader back in the day, and all those big guys. But I guess the question we always start with on here is, what got you into wrestling? What kind of drew you to professional wrestling?
Well, man, I've always been a creative kid growing up. I found out that I could draw at a very early age. So, there was a time where I thought I would be an artist. And then I realized artists don't make any money. And I was like, okay, never mind. Let's do something else. I still draw to this day. Like, I have a few sketch pads I keep around the house. And when the moment hits, I sketch something out. But I've always been an athlete. Been an athlete since as long as I can remember. I remember playing soccer, then baseball, then basketball, wrestling, football. And I'm like, oh, boy, we're on to something here, boys. Let's keep this up. But I've always been a wrestling fan. I've been a wrestling fan since over 30 years, man. I just aged myself horribly, but that's okay. But I still remember when, oh my God, I'm about to date myself. I still remember vividly when Raw came on TV for the first time. I remember it. I remember it. And I remember going,
with you.
Yeah. And I remember going, what in the hell is this? I grew up in Atlanta, so we really didn't get WWE at the time. All you got was WCW, man. And you got that on Saturday. You got that Saturday afternoon, and then you got it Saturday night. And if you were lucky, you might catch something on Sunday. But this is a time where cable TV was popping up in everybody's house, where you didn't need a box, you had to screw it into the wall. God, I'm old. And then, you had cable. And I just remember you watching USA and Monday Night Raw coming on for the first time and just having the back of my head just blown off.
Did we lose O'Shea?
Yeah.
Oh, there it is.
What was the last thing you heard? I'm sorry, I didn't realize I froze out.
The last, if you're lucky, you catch something on Sunday.
Yeah. So when usually, so in Atlanta, you had WCW. That was kind of the only show in town. Then here comes cable, where you had to plug it into the wall. You didn't need the box or anything. And I remember seeing like 8 or 9 years old, seeing Monday Night Raw for the first time, and have the back of my head just blow off. Like, what is this? This is awesome. My dad took me to my very first show. I went to Madison Square Garden, watched a house show, and I remember seeing Ahmed Johnson in the flesh, and lost my mind. Like, I don't, as a kid, your dad's your superhero, but I remember seeing Ahmed Johnson, looking at my dad, and I'm like,
yeah,
I think he can beat you up. I've always been a fan. I'll always be a fan of wrestling. Getting a chance to actually do it, man. If you're gonna tell the 8-year-old me that, hey, man, you're gonna have one hell of a life. It's gonna, you're gonna be a big part of wrestling. I'd probably call you a liar.
Well, yeah. So my first question kind of leads off to the first question. What wrestlers influenced you on becoming a professional wrestler?
I'm a fan of so many different people, but as I kind of can progress in my career, those influences, people can tell. I'm influenced by Ron Simmons. I'm sorry. I'm influenced by Butch Reed. Stan Hansen, Greg Albright, Tully Blanchard, Stan Hansen, and a lot of these, and Vader, and all these guys, like, and I mean like old 1980s All Japan stuff, where just grown men were just beating the living piss out of one another. And because we live in an age of YouTube and all that, it's all at my fingertips. So I influence now a lot of the old 80s All Japan stuff. But as a kid, man, like, you couldn't tell me, like, I love The Rock. I thought Stone Cold Austin was the man. I thought Triple H was the shits, because I just thought he was just a piece of shit. But I was a fan, so it was whatever. I wouldn't tell that to his face, but I'm like, no, man, as a kid, I hated your guts. That's what you want. But now I see both sides of it, man. It's it's fun to find new old stuff as it may.
Yeah, and following up with that, with all these, veterans within the professional wrestling industry, is there a time or a moment you can remember in your career when one of these veterans, came up to you and told you something, or gave you some good advice, or kind of critiqued you on something? Can you remember a moment that you might have met, like a veteran within the pro wrestling game, that actually kind of gave you that guidance?
Yeah, man. The first guy who really, well, there's a handful of people. Let me start that, and it's kind of a two-part question, because I like to think my career kind of has like two chapters right now, and that first chapter is when I was back in Georgia. Guys like Murder One from NW Wildside days, really took me under and really kind of taught me, like, hey man, like, what you're doing is fine, but you could be doing so much more. Even with the phrase less is more, it was still, hey man, you could be doing so much more of nothing. And then guys like Sugar Dunkerton, or most people know Pineapple Pete. Like, I still call him weekly. But it wasn't until I got up here, and I'll leave ROH out because that's cheap, that's easy. The first time Homicide pulled me aside and talked to me, that was the first time where I had to swallow everything not to be a fan. I was just like, oh my God, it's Homicide. Oh my God, it's Homicide. But I had to, like, nope, you're at work. Yes, let's talk about it. And he pulled me aside, and he gave me some real good ideas, some real things I need to be looking for, some things I could be doing better. And it was real. Like I said, I take criticism very well. I'm professional, so I know he wasn't like being malicious or anything like that. I'm like, okay, no, he's talking to me as a peer right now, dude. Listen, So, but yeah, those guys that first could pop off my head. Of course, within Ring of Honor, I could be here all day, but just on the independent scene, like, those are the ones who really, like, who to me, they're my OGs.
So yeah, I guess my next question is can be a bit, not gonna be controversial, but I see a lot of wrestlers today that really cannot take criticism, maybe on in ring work, or I see a lot of on social media. What do you think about wrestlers taking constructive criticism? 'Cause I know sometimes you have guys that just want to start something on social media, but there's also like some very helpful, like, wrestling coaches that want to constructive criticism.
Um, it, you can only accept criticism if you're open to accept, unless you're open to it. And that's within all things, wrestling aside. Like, you have to have an open mind, and not sound too hallmarky, but an open heart to accept, like, somebody's not going to like it, and that's okay. You can't seek the approval of everybody, because you're never going to get it, man. You're never going to get it. But at the same time, this is the one thing that it gets lost, is we're professional wrestlers. It's what we do. We are professionals. Trust me. You don't think that somebody from the Kansas City Chiefs is bitching right now because, like, oh man, the coach talked to me some sort of way. Dude, you are a professional. And when you are a professional, you are held to a higher standard than everyone else around you, because you are a professional. Like, you cannot spell professional wrestler without the word professional. And some people just kind of just like, yeah, I'm a pro wrestler. It's like, are you? Like, are you a pro wrestler? I don't know.
Yeah.
But it also depends on how that criticism comes. Once again, I don't ask a lot of people for critique. And it's nothing personal. It's just there's people who I trust who will shoot me straight. who I know for a fact they aren't coming at me once again like maliciously. They're not coming at me with some sort of like agenda. They want me to get better, because if I get better, the guy across me gets better, the match gets better, the entire show gets better, and everybody wins, which ultimately that's what we want. We want the entire show to be better. We want to be able to have a great show so we can make more money. God forbid we be professionals. So when it comes to criticism, like it's for me, it's easy. Just because I come from athletics. I'm used to being coached. I'm used to being like coached down to a molecular level to where I didn't think any more existed. Oh, well, here's some more, and because I want to get better. I'll forever be a student of the game, regardless of how many years I've been here. So I'll always want to learn. I'll always want to get better, because once again, if I get better, the more money I can make, which I kind of thought was the goal.
Yeah, and I actually like that because I mean, me growing up, I also came from athletics. I did football, wrestling. I grew up coaching wrestling, soccer, lacrosse, all this stuff. So my family and I all sports. So of course, I love your take on that. And to follow through with that, with the question being the professionalism within the industry, the matches you've had. Is there one opponent, the one guy you've worked with in the ring that the professionalism is so leveled with each other that you're like, man, we're putting on a match right now, a great match? Can you think of that one person you have that chemistry in the ring with?
John Davis. Man, I was at my biggest when I was 302 pounds when I wrestled John Davis. I was a hefty boy, and man, I had to earn it because I was tired when it was all said and done. But no, man, I've been wanting to work with him for the longest time because he was the guy to me, at least within my style of wrestling that I call it. Like, he was the benchmark. And it wasn't about like trying to set a new benchmark. It was like, yo, can I compete on that type of level? And it's not so much, oh, because we're doing on this big stage. It's like, no, man, because it's just the match that I wanted. Like, to me, like, I want to be like you, and John knows, like I told him to the face, I was like, but I want to be a better, more successful version. Like, there was no ill will when I said it, but it was true, because I know eventually somebody's coming after me because they want to be a better and a more successful version of me. And why wouldn't I want that? The entire business gets better. I think I'm the shit. So I'm like, cool. Somebody else wants to be better. Yeah, come on, man. Let's go. Because if you get better, I get better. And then, from there, we can put on some magic.
So my next question is, what are your thoughts on the new ROH run by, of course, Tony Khan?
Man, it's great, man. Anytime there's another avenue for the everybody in the back to like put their craft on display, especially on that type of level with that type of production and that type of money behind it, like, you love it. You love to see it, man. I was heartbroken when ROH closed, probably because I was on the phone call. My heart broke because I left everything to get up here. And, but if somebody asked me would I do it again, in a heartbeat, man, in an absolute heartbeat. So when I found out that, Rich got bought, man, I thought it was great. I will never knock it. Never. I will never knock any type of wrestling just because guys have a chance to do what they want to do. Why would I ever hate on that? That makes me look petty. And if I'm going to be petty, I'm not going to do it on social media. So it's like, I'll keep it to myself.
Speaking of Ring of Honor, ROH, we had Tony Deppen on not too long ago, and I asked him this question because we lost a great man, great wrestler in Jay Briscoe. During your time there, I asked Tony this question. I'll ask you: was there any great positive interaction you had, with Jay back in Ring of Honor?
Man, both of them were really instrumental on getting the guys who were in the dojo, man. He was instrumental in like getting us out there, giving us the opportunity, because without them we don't make it as half as far as we gotten. They were the ones pushing for all of us to, hey man, come on, man, these guys are putting up the ring, they're doing this, they're doing that, like, throw them a bone, come on. Like, what's the worst is going to happen? They succeed? Oh no. So like, they really gave us a chance to like shine. They put on matches with few of us, man, and those guys would come to the back, man, just grinning from ear to ear. I did a rumble with Mark, and me and him were just going back and forth, back and forth. And I was, like I said, I was a kid, man. I just listening to him, I'm like, yo, this is absolutely amazing. We get backstage, and Jay comes up and goes, hey man, that you work with my brother was fun. I'm like, yeah, man, I want to do that again. He goes, oh, we'll make that happen. And I'm like, don't play with me, man. Like, don't play with my feelings like that, But they were great, man. They like wrestling has a hole in it because of what they did for everybody in that locker room, everybody for that company. Man, I hate the fact that like this is how we have to talk about him. That dude had so much more to give the world of wrestling. He has so much more to give to his family. I was gutted that I couldn't make the funeral because I had prior engagements on like good stuff, man. But like you asked me about the Briscoes, you asked me about Jay, you asked me about Mark. I'm like, yo, those were good men.
So then the follow up of that, I mean, obviously we know the history of behind the scenes stuff of networks and everything like that, where they have handpicked of who they want on television, who they don't. So what was your reaction that Mark Briscoe finally made it on television with a match on AEW against, of course, another legend of Ring of Honor, Jay Lethal?
Man, here's the thing about greatness, man. It's also about success, man. It's better late than never. Better late than never. The whole world got to see what like a lot of us already knew. The whole world got to see what a lot of us already bared witness to. So for me to see Mark on that stage, whole time I'm like, yeah, dude, of course Mark's gonna crush this. Why would Mark crush this? Mark crushes this everywhere. Like this is just a Wednesday, it's a Wednesday. But of course, like it meant so much more because of everything that's going on. But in my mind, I'm like, yo, this is where Mark wants to be. Why would he want to be here right now? So for me to see him on TV, man, and wrestle Jay of all people, of course he would. It was great, man. I thought it was awesome. I thought it was fitting. I thought it was well overdue. But like I said, man, the same thing about a doctor makes a 70 and a doctor makes 100. You still call him a doctor. So I'm like, hey man, you're here now, and that's all that counts.
Yeah.
So my next question is, you were in Shane Taylor Promotions for a little bit towards the end of Ring of Honor. How was your experience with O'Shea Edwards?
Man, those guys are great. Those guys really gave me a platform to really shine and to really kind of like do the things that I do best, and to be in that group with all of them. There's nothing like it, man. It's just one of them things, man, where you have a group of individuals and are all after the same thing, and instead of simply just like cut and bait and run from one person, we just lift everybody up, and then when that happens, everyone's attributes get magnified. Everything that everybody does well now becomes great, and then even the stuff they don't do great, they're still awesome at it because everyone else around them, man. I love those guys. Like I love them. Of course, group chats rule the world. So like, of course, I'm in a group chat with them, and all we do is cut up and goof off, and we wish nothing but the success for everybody because like they're my friends. Why wouldn't I want my friends to succeed?
So you've been in the business for a while now. So now you've kind of climbed up to that. I can probably teach a younger generation of professional wrestlers coming in. Is there someone that's an up and comer right now that you've worked with or worked a show with that you look at this wrestler and you're like, wow, this kid's got something. I want to work with this kid because I feel like we can make magic in the ring or give him some advice. Is there someone that you could think of that up and coming that you can think?
I really wouldn't call him up and coming, but I do say like we're in the same class that kind of came out into the independent scene. But man, I think like first and foremost, guys like Jade Newman out of Chattanooga, man, that dude's been everywhere, man. We got to travel out of the country for the first time together in Canada, only to hop on a plane 2 months later and both go to Germany together. He just got back, I believe, a day or two ago from the UK tour. He's got to go back to WXW next month, I believe. So if there's anybody out there whose success I want more than my own, it's Jade Newman. He's there's a shot clock on him. Like when he's not going to be around anymore, and a lot of people are going to be real upset that you didn't get in on that ground level. I think the sky's the limit for him. And I think the more, like I said, the matches he's had, with especially guys like Gresham, come on, it didn't seem like he just hung in there. Like there was times he was setting the pace, and I thought it was great. I cheer for him so loud and often.
Yeah, I kind of marked that when you said Jay Newman. I've known him for a while. Do you know who Sage Phillips is by any chance?
Yeah, I know Sage.
Logan James.
Yes.
Wow. I think y'all all came the same.
That's
to me,
that class, of wrestlers that
yeah.
came all at once.
Like to me, like
that I came out with. I keep up with everybody, and I'm super proud of what everybody's accomplished out of that. Like I said, that class of wrestlers that kind of came out. There's been a few that kind of like fell off and all that good stuff, but that happens with all things, man. But the people that are here, man, I love them. I root for them so loud.
Yeah. So I guess my next question is, have you been contacted by the new ROH? The come in or?
I have, but it's been just preliminary conversations, all that good stuff. Like I heard about the tapings going down. That's once again, everybody's going down there. I wish them nothing but all the love and all success in the world. Like I said, my time comes, it'll come. But until then, it's like I don't have any control over that. So it's just like, why get upset or pissy or use social media to say something really dumb about something I don't have any control over, because you can lose a shot well before you even get it.
Or you could be doing a like Andrew Garfield on us. Never know.
I wish. Trust me. If I was going, I'd tell you.
So I'm gonna actually go back to some of your love for growing up with professional wrestling. What was the one match you remember as a kid watching, either live or on pay-per-view or whatever, that you saw and you're like, this match is awesome? Like, can you think of your favorite match?
Easy. Shelton Benjamin, HBK, Gold Rush, Monday Night opener. You kidding me? I love that match only because there was one guy in the crowd. Like, that place was packed, but they were wrestling for one person, and that dude was in the entire time. And I end up watching him more than I do the match sometimes, probably because I've seen the match so many times. But I always love that moment where that dude just loses his absolute shit, because that's the type of fan that I'm after. That's the type of reaction I want to garner, on regardless of the stage. I want to give somebody that moment where they just look around and goes, holy shit, did you see that? That was the coolest thing I've ever seen. And it's not because he did it, it's just because of the fact of like the build up to that one point. He will remember it for forever. Like, of course, I'll always know who won, but I don't care. Like, I don't care. And that match was awesome. That match was great. And I did have the opportunity to tell Sheldon Benjamin that to his face. And he looked at me like, you really love that match? I'm like, homie, that was the match that made me want to become a professional wrestler.
I mean, I agree. I mean, I remember my moment on that match too. Like I said, I'm showing my age as well. Okay. So that match, the moment that it happened, just that whole front row right there by the ring, I just saw them pop up. I fell out of my seat and I screamed like on the top of my lungs. And my mom asked me, what just happened? I go, watch.
What?
I was like, this was awesome.
This is like, so I go back and watch every once in a while, man, and it was like these little nuances in that match of just like how Sheldon proved that, like, while Shawn Michaels is a better sports entertainer, Sheldon Benjamin is a legitimate wrestler, and there were so many times you just counter him, just look at him, just kind of go, and I'm just like, ooh, this is going to get good. And then the minute he shows off, man, he just gets his head blown off his neck, and I'm just like, oh my God, that was so cool. And then JR and the King put it over huge, man. It's such a awesome layered thing, man. I might watch that after I get on the phone with you guys.
Yeah, it was one of my favorite spots.
I think that one move has showcased for Monday Night Raw for years. Yeah. I don't know if they showed it for the Raw 30th. Mike Morris was the Hulk Hogan fan that pointed.
Yes.
Yeah.
I remember the yellow Hulkamania shirt, and he had a red bandana, and when he connected, that dude just went like this. And it was
He actually pointed too. I remember
Yeah.
that. He pointed. He's like, "Oh," he's like, "You're done."
oh, because he was front row center, man. The best
Front
seat.
row.
So speaking of Shelton Benjamin, what was your favorite Shelton Benjamin match? Well, besides the Shawn Michaels one, what's your favorite Shelton Benjamin match?
Shawn Michaels. I have a few. Sheldon Benjamin, Triple H was
That
really
was a
good.
one.
It was proven that he can hang on that level. Yo, man, anything with him, the world's greatest tag team, man, sign me up, man. Sign me the fuck up, man. Really. You give me world's greatest tag team in their prime against FTR, homie,
Yes.
take my money. Take all of my money, please. And just keep doing it. I'll tell you when to stop. Just keep doing it. Like that, to me, that's my little in the back of my head. Like if I had ultimate booking power and money was no object and I get anybody from any point in time, that's what I want. I want that right there.
I mean, I'd have to agree with you. And then some of the spots Shelton did in the Money in the Bank matches were probably some of the climbing the ladder, doing the flip to the outside, jumping on the ladder, trying to climb. Some of his spots in those matches were just unbelievable.
He's a video game character. He's to me, he's the first video game character, and then only to follow by like Rob Van Dam and Ricochet. But other than that, like dude's a video game. He's a video game character.
So current wrestlers now, I'm gonna say you're a big dude, O'Shea. I've seen some of your highlights, man. You big dude. You beat up some people. Which big guy wrestler today would you like to go just monster to monster in a match with?
Most recently, apparently Dr. Wagner's son just debuted in Japan. I want that dude so bad. The funny thing is, man, I have a list of guys, and then I got realized who I've already wrestled and all that good stuff, man. Here's a name that no one's had that I'll kind of throw out there. Ron Bass Jr. He's fun. He'd be a lot of fun. You give me Juicy for 2. You give me Jacob for 2. That'd be great. I'd love to get in the ring with Hammerstone. I'd love to get in the ring with him so much. That'd be just a treat. Man, I could be here all day. I could be here all day with this, man. In a world far, far away, I would love to be in Japan with Jeff Cobb. Like that, I think I get to show show some chops that I never really get to show off that much. But there, I feel like I can do it.
I would love to see that match because I've seen Jeff Cobb live when he wrestled with AAW, and I'm just like, this guy's a beast. This guy's awesome. Yeah.
I saw him, and even though his name's problematic right now, but I saw a match live because I was on the show with him, Jeff Cobb and Michael Elgin, and I was just like, oh dear Lord, I want all of this. And I thought it was great.
I want to read this one comment. Mike Morris, any dream matches you would want but can never happen? I guess meaning guys that's passed or
oh man, Butch Reed, Stan Hansen, Ron Simmons. Hell, I'll wrestle Ron right now. I would love to wrestle Vader. I'd love to wrestle Vader, and just because his SummerSlam interest will always be great, man. I would really love to wrestle someone.
What about Yokozuna?
Yeah, once again, man. Once you're over 250, bring them on. Let's go. Like, you're over 250, let's go. Let's wrestle.
Did you have another question, Connor? Or you want me to go, or?
Oh, you can go.
Okay.
Like that was actually my question I was going to ask, but someone asked it. So.
Yeah.
Well, the viewers have their questions ready. So, another question that, I mean, right now you're kind of just where you're at right now. Is there a dream place? I know all these people are saying this. I've reached the big times when I've reached this company or this promotion. Do you see yourself there, or you just go day by day and just like, look, I just like doing my professional wrestling, whatever?
A little bit of both. Because once again, man, it's some of that stuff so outside of my control. I can't really do anything about it. I came up here to wrestle Ring of Honor. hands down. If I get, hey man, you could be in one place and you're here forever. Ring of Honor, please. That's where I want to be. I've talked a lot of shit to get on Ring of Honor, and I came through with it, and I'm not done. There's so much more that I want to show. There's so much more I want to do. There's so many more stories I want to tell, and I believe that Ring of Honor, I can do it there. It's never an issue of money with me. Don't get me wrong, money's nice, but it's not the end all be all. I'm wrestling because I'm having fun, and I'm wrestling because I'm pretty good at it. And so the minute I stop having fun, the minute I'm not that good at it anymore, like I'm going to go home. But until then, I want to be on the biggest stage that I can, get on. And right now, for me, the one stage I want to be on is Ring of Honor.
Yeah. So there it goes again. I'm not gonna show the comment, but it's my next question. Where's your favorite city to wrestle in?
Nashville, hands down.
Nashville.
Nashville, awesome. Nashville ran Southern Underground Pro out there, Basement East. That's my home away from home. I love that place. I was dubbed the adopted son of Nashville, and I was told, like, hey, if it's like, we were so sad that you got to leave, but if for whatever reason, like, Maryland doesn't work out, dude, come move. They're like, come to Nashville. And I was like, yo, man, I'm ready for it. I was there in the last year for my wife's birthday. But no, man, Nashville's great. Nashville's a wrestling town through and through. I just wish they had more of it. Man, that place rocks, man. Nashville's so cool.
No, I totally agree. Believe it or not, I used to live in Tennessee for 4 years. So I lived in Clarksville, which is about 45 minutes west of Nashville. But I went to an AEW show. That's how I met Connor here, was an AEW show in Nashville.
Nice.
So I'm glad that you mentioned Nashville as one of your favorite wrestling cities, because honestly, I agree. Man. I feel like it should be a bigger wrestling city than it is. As far as very, yes. And speaking of history, this is just a fun question for me, and I might start asking more wrestlers to come on here. What is your favorite designed wrestling belt of all time?
Okay, so it's a two-way tie between Big Goldie, and then the previous IWGP World Heavyweight title. I don't know why, but I love that thing. Oh, it's gorgeous to me. It's between those two. Like, give me one of those two, I'm super happy.
So have you ever wrestled like internationally?
Yeah, I was in Canada in August for 3D Pro out in Winnipeg. That was as far as Canada I've ever been. I've been to Toronto, but that was pretty far that. And then I got the opportunity to go to Germany with Jaden and a handful of others for WXW. We did a offshoot show with them during the World Tag League. Man, brother, I can't wait to go back to Germany. You kidding me? Oh my God, that was a time and a half in the short time that I was there, man. I felt welcomed, I felt accepted, like nothing but love from so many different people coming from so many different places, just because they all love wrestling. Like, that's the type of place where if I'm not like at home in bed with my wife, like, I am super happy, because I get to be around the things I want. If I can't be around the person I want to be around with, put me around the things I want to do, I'm super happy.
And that includes New Japan Pro Wrestling would be a great option for you as well.
And listen, I'm net. You stamp my passport. Just stamp my passport. I'll go wherever you
Now going back to your youth, what out of all the sports you did, what was your favorite sport to do?
Football was great. Football, as much as it was a team sport, man, each position was his own battle, and sometimes you just had to win enough battles to ultimately win the war, because like I said, man, I come from a team. Everything I do has always been a part of a team. So, like, we from the trenches, I always trust the guy next to me to do his job, because I knew he was trusting me to do my job. Wrestling was fun, but that's, like I said, it's one-on-one, man, and that's a whole different monster, man. But football, man, there was nothing like imposing your will, like a group of people imposing their will on another group of people, and they can't stop you.
Well, here's one of our other AZ. We're always on member. He'll be on later, but who is your pick to win the Super Bowl?
Honestly, man, I'm a Ravens fan, and my team was already knocked out, so I really didn't give two crap. I wanted both teams to have a good time. No, I wanted a real good game. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not a Chiefs fan, but I was like, please, dear God, don't let Philly win because I will never hear the end of it if Philly wins. It was a good game, man. It was close. It was close. I hate the fact that it ended the way it did, but at the same time, like I said, I tell people, hey, man, you want that ref to call the game from whistle to whistle. He got flagged. It's not the ref's fault. Like, he's to sit there and say, oh, it's a poorly ref game. I'm like, yeah, that's an excuse, man. That's an excuse. Like, they call the game. Just it happened with Cincinnati, Kansas City. Guy hit Mahomes out of bounds, and they called it. He's like, oh, you can't call that. Yes, you can. He screwed up. You throw the flag. If that's the way the game is, that's the way the game ends. It's not his fault. He just called the foul. But no, it was a good game. I just want it close. I'm more of a college football guy. Go Dogs, but big Georgia Bulldogs man. So 2 in a row, baby. Let's go. This is how it feels. Like dynasty, this is how it feels. It's awesome. But like I love like good close football game. I'm all in.
I'm glad you're a Georgia fan, not a Bama fan. Thank God. I can't speak much. I'm a Notre Dame fan. We're struggling.
Hey,
Now, being in professional wrestling, as we are, we're talking with sports. It's the fans. What is the best fan story you've had from someone of yours at a show or someone interacting with you at a show? What's the best fan interactions you've had?
somebody gave me custom art. They painted a picture for me, and I thought it was the coolest thing in the world. I'm like, what is this? He's like, oh man, I drew, yeah, I painted you, and it was huge. Like I had it framed somewhere else in the house, but I thought it was so cool, man. The fact that somebody would take their time out of their day and use their God-given talent to do something like that for me, and like I didn't even ask for it, but it was one of. I was so happy I drove because man, if I flew, I don't know how I was gonna get this thing home, but no, it was cool, man. Stuff like that, man. Believe it or not, man, I'm real low key. Like off the camera, off social media, I'm real low key, man. Because that's why I like to be. You know, I'm private when I'm public when I have to, but if I can stay private, I'm just gonna, be a private individual. But the fact that like people would do stuff like that, man, it takes me out of it, and I get like real humble, and I get real bashful. Like, why would you do this for me? Like, what is this? It's my own nonsense I'm trying to work through. But for what it is, man, like, yeah, when people actually make stuff and like, hey, man, this is for you. Like I say, to this day, I still get like, yo, that is so cool because I couldn't have done that.
And it's probably more meaningful because you said you grew up as an art, like you like drawing, so it meant more.
Right. So like from artist to artist, like it means so much. I'm like, wow, I'm doing my form of art and for you, and you took your time out and you made your own art for me. It is like just a little trade. And I'm like, yo, this is so cool, man. Thank you. Like I keep a lot of that stuff like real close. I don't really show that stuff off just because like that's for me. This is mine. I have a memory for this, and I'm never going to I'm never going to like share that. That's for me. Like even in the room I'm in now, this is my wrestling room. I have like posters of flyers that I was on that people got for me. Say, hey man, I got you this flyer, and I frame them, and I get people to sign them, all that stuff, man. To me, that's my picture. A lot of people say, hey, get the picture. For me, I'm like, you get the poster, get the flyer. That's what.
So my next question is, where did you train at to become a wrestler, and how was your training process in wrestling?
Sure. I first started in Kennesaw, Georgia, with Johnny Swinger. Like he was my first coach. It wasn't where anything where I had to pay like it was a amount of money. It was really just a drop in. Hey man, I'll teach you the absolute basics, let you have some fun, and then just go whatever. So I'm like, oh, cool, man. Why not? I've always said I would love to try this, so let's go for it. Apparently I had a knack for it. Like, how about that? Because of football, because of wrestling, because of track and everything else, like I have great body control. I know where my feet are at all times. I know exactly where my body is at all times. I can move myself. However, did a few shows. Oh God, thankfully that tape does not exist because those were rough. Boy. But eventually I got linked up with some students from the Robert Gibson School out in Douglasville. And then I started going over there with Swinger's blessing. He even told me, he goes, no, go over there. Like, you need to go over there because he's going to teach you so much more than I know. Like, he even said he's forgotten more than I'll ever know. You know, so go over there. And man, that was a time, man. Only way I can remotely like describe it is like 2 days in college. You know, like when you got there was no time for the bullshit. There was no time for the games and time for the grab ass. Like, no, man, when you got in here, you changed, you stretched, and let's get to work. And that's why I just loved it, man. That's why I just put my head down and just grind and try to find out like who I am as a wrestler. And it was, once again, man, those are times I'll never forget.
Yeah, no, and we always love hearing how everybody got their start and where they went and got trained at. Now we got something coming along. I know we don't. Mostly we're here. We talk about AEW, Ring of Honor, New Japan. We don't talk a lot about WWE much. But I want to get your take on. It's a 2-part question. You said you grew up watching the first Raw. I mean, that's what I got into wrestling was Raw and everything like that. With WrestleMania coming up this year, pretty soon. It's a few months away. What was your favorite wrestling match from WrestleMania, and what would be a dream match for WrestleMania if you could make one?
Okay. Ooh.
That's a good question.
It's between Stone Cold and Rock in Houston and Hogan Rock in, was it Seattle? Yeah, it's Seattle.
It was Seattle.
Yeah, Seattle. If I had to choose between those two for the sake of the story, man, Rock and Stone Cold couldn't be beat. Man, the fact that wasn't the main event. I'm sorry, it wasn't the main event. I was just like, buddy, how are you guys going to beat this? But like as a fan though, man, Rock and Hogan, how they just stood there for 2 minutes and did nothing, and the place was like threatening to collapse. Come on. And as I watch it, I'm like, these guys didn't do anything. These guys this place was ready to riot, and I was I'm in for it. I'm in for that type of stuff, man. But if I could book, ooh, that's fun, man. If I could book, okay. If I could book it, I would want triple threat with a world title. Give me Roman. Give me The Rock, and give me Eddie Guerrero.
Oh yeah.
And I'd have Eddie over. I put Eddie over. Eddie would be the guy. Yeah. And the story is just him just trying to, he never beats Roman. He just finds a way. He sneaks out of it always. Like even the way he wins, it's dubious, but he's so over. The fans don't give a shit. And Roman's pissed because he didn't get beat. And that's the story until we finally pay it off. But yeah, that would be my Mania. That would be my Mania night 2, like main event. I keep Mania one night, and that'd be it. That'd be my main event, right?
I think I teared up when Eddie Guerrero won the world title in 2004 and No Way Out. I was like, he finally won a world title.
Yeah, it was absolutely great, man. Even though the cup of coffee he was in for Ring of Honor was still great, man. People knew what they had. People knew what they had when they had it, man, and it showed. It really is. Like those matches are just absolute wonders to watch.
So I want to read this next question. Ethan, what was the most unusual match you've been in?
Unusual and unusable works both.
Unusable.
I think he meant unusual, like the most unusual. Yeah.
Well, it's not so much unusual, but how it started was unusual. I was doing a show in Georgia, and we're doing a triple threat against these 2 kids. I don't even know who they are, but I knew something should have been wrong when everybody made a big deal that I was there. And at the time, I don't think I'm a big deal. So sometimes I'm like, oh, O'Shea's here. So what? Whatever. Who cares? Whatever. So we're putting together this triple threat, and the guy who's supposed to go over keeps leaving. I'm like, hey, man, come on, we're trying to talk. He would come back and he would leave. He'd come back, then he would leave. Then apparently his girlfriend or his wife shows up with a baby, just throws the baby at him, and then she leaves. So now I like to talk this thing out, and this lady, and with a baby in his arms, and then he kept leaving, coming back with the baby, leaving. I'm like, yo, what is this dude doing? Me and this other guy, we kind of know what's going on, but we're like, hey man, look, let's just do whatever we got to do. We'll call the rest of them and get out there. Sure, no big deal. So we get out there, and the other guy goes out first. No big deal. Apparently, I'm coming out last for some strange reason. Well, the guy who kept coming and leaving, he's out second, and he still has his baby in his arms. And I'm looking around like, so anybody gonna cook this baby? Anybody gonna cook this baby? So the first guy goes out, music hits, whatever, and I'm like, homie, what you gonna do with this baby? And this guy, and shit me, guy's music hits, and he walks out with the baby in his arms, with the old face, come on, let's go. And I'm sitting here like just dumbstruck, like, he just walk out there with a baby? We're not gonna stop him? He gives the baby off to his girlfriend, whatever. I come out, we do the match. This dude forgets half of it, and now he's just shooting. Like, oh, no. I quickly was like, yo, man, roll this kid, like super kick me, roll this kid up, let's get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
Backstage, like, yo, what the hell is this? Everybody, best match ever. And I'm like, yo, get me out of here. Yo, get me out of here. The fact that my man showed up with a baby right now, and then he doesn't even know what the finish is. When he is the finish, I'm like, I'm done. I never work for that place ever again. That place anymore. Thank God for that. If there wasn't any tape of it, burn it, please. No one can see that. That's god awful.
Baby was going to super kick someone in that match.
At that rate, it wouldn't have been the strangest thing that happened.
The baby might have gotten more over than anybody else in the match.
I would have put him over. But I got paid them, so whatever.
Yeah.
Paid, so I didn't care.
And you had a story to take with you.
Yeah. Oh man, listen.
I want to throw this out there. I wasn't there to see it, but it was out of an old VHS tape. It was a Royal Rumble, well, like not the Royal Rumble, but indie show. They had a Royal Rumble in the ocean. Like they had the ring in the ocean, and wrestlers would go by in like boats to the ring, and they come back one by one. Then you're eliminated if you get thrown into the water.
Yo, man. Yo, Duck 2 tossed me over, dude. Let's just get over here. Let's get out of here, man. Nah, that's brand new. The engineering alone to keep a ring afloat. Yeah, all right, you got it.
Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, a little bit of history. I'm pretty sure they did that back in like the old days with bare knuckle boxing. Some states wouldn't allow it. It was illegal. So if you had open water, you can do it on a boat in the water because there's no law there.
Hey man, it's a wild, wild west out here, dude.
Well, a few minutes away from Dynamite. But I put in the link description O'Shea Edwards' pro wrestling tees to make sure to go support his pro wrestling tees. I put the link in the description below.
It should be What a Maneuver. Whatamaneuver.net. That's where all the good stuff is. And some of the stuff that like I don't even keep on the table anymore. I like my immersive tell a story too. So a lot of times you'll see where I started and then where I'm coming to and where I'm going with it. And it's a fun time. And people are having a good time in collecting shirts. Like, oh man, I remember when this shirt first came out and look at it now. So yeah, it's whatamaneuver.net. Just search O'Shea Edwards, all my stuff comes up.
I'll definitely change that because I found one pro wrestling tees that I think one shirt was on there.
Yeah.
But
yeah, nah. Whatamaneuver.net is where all the good stuff is.
Well, I'll definitely take that out and put that in, but definitely go check that out. like everyone watching. It was great to have you on, O'Shea. Chatting about wrestling history and everything about wrestling, really.
Thanks, man.
But yeah, we look forward to having you on sometime in the future. But yeah, it's a real thanks to have you on.
Dude, thanks, man. It's an absolute honor. Like I said, man, I don't think I'm a big deal, dude. So when people are like, hey, won't you do my podcast? I'm like, for real? Me? Okay, here we go.
And O'Shea, where can people, if you got social media, like where can people follow you?
Yeah, man. The big two are going to be Twitter, Big Bad Kaiju, all one word, and then on Instagram, it's Big Bad Kaiju, period after each word. I'm also on not TikTok. Yeah, boy, same thing. Big Bad Kaiju, period after every word. Just post silly, dumb stuff over there, gym stuff. Sometimes wrestling stuff. TikTok doesn't like wrestling too much, but I don't care. I'm gonna do it anyway because it's for me more than anybody else.
I noticed that TikTok doesn't have a lot of wrestling, and I'm always looking. I'm like pro wrestling stuff, pro wrestling, nothing.
Yeah,
nothing.
pro wrestling hashtag pro wrestling TikTok or wrestling
Yeah.
TikTok, and then now all of a sudden I'm getting like amateur wrestling, which I'm not mad at, but I'm just like, oh, okay, this isn't my audience, but I mean, I'm here now, so let's see what happens.
But yeah, again, thanks for coming on. We look forward to doing this in the future sometime.
Of course, I appreciate you boys, man. You guys have a good one. I'm gonna go be a husband and a dad, so y'all have a good one, man. I appreciate it.
All right,
Let's see.
Thank you, O'Shea.
Mm-hmm.
That was interesting.
He had some really good stories. I am not gonna lie. The baby story. I mean that might be by far the best story I've heard at a wrestling show. I mean, it is beyond the mass transit incident with New Jack and mass transit. Like, not only was that crazy, but man, a baby at a wrestling show.
I'd have been so nervous if I was refereeing that because you don't know the finish. You don't know if he's going to come out at all. Like, all the uncertainty sounds so nervous. Like, sort of nerve-wracking for me.
I mean, and as someone in the match who you talk about the dynamics in the ring, and then someone's like, crap, I forgot what we're doing. Like, didn't even know what was going on. That's scary because that can blow up a match. That can literally ruin it.
That scares me a lot. As a referee, because when you go down for the cover and it's a 3, that's the finish, but you don't remember and he kicks out and you count the 3. You both look stupid.
Yeah.
You look so stupid.
I can remember a lot of matches I've seen where that's happened. And it's just, they're confused. The audience is confused. You're like, I don't know.
Yeah, that's the worst thing that can ever happen. Everyone's looking at you. It's just pure silence. It's so awkward.
Yeah. I wish I can watch matches with you guys tonight, but again, I have no internet. I'm basically going on my hotspot right now with my phone.
Oh, wow.
So just to do this. So I wish I can watch it live with you guys. So, but like I said, I just moved into a new apartment and I don't have a TV and I don't have internet right now. I've got everything else.
Mm-hmm.
I've got furniture, got furniture, I got a kitchen, I got groceries, but internet and the TV are the one thing I'm missing on. So, but I'm glad I'm glad I can come on and do the interview still. So, and obviously talking a lead. So,
yeah, like it was great to have you a part of this interview. First, it was just gonna be me first, but then you messaged me, and it was a big relief.
Yeah, O'Shea and I got confused too because you logged off, and he's like, "What?"
Yeah,
and I was like,
no.
We'll just keep going."
Here lately, with my Twitter, it's been acting up. Something with my Twitter, it logs me out of everything on my computer, and all of a sudden, it logs me out of everything. So I didn't log in anything else. I just logged in the StreamYard, and that was it.
Gotcha.
That's never happened before.
But yeah, thank you guys for joining, Connor and I for that interview. So it was great. That was my first time actually just talking to him. And like I said, literally whatever you sent me was like the first time of me seeing some of his stuff, and it was awesome. I mean, some of the stuff he was in the matches he was doing, I was like, dude, this is so good. I mean, I think one of the highlights, he drove someone through a table with a spear, and I'm like, wow. It's like he can do some damage. So yeah. So thank you, O'Shea, for coming on tonight. It was awesome.
Yeah, that was our second interview of the year. Last year we had, say, 5 or 6. So.
And you said that was how many now?
This is the second one this year.
So second, because Tony was the first one, and then he was the second one.
Yeah, but I'm still working on Ken Shamrock. That's a whirlwind of problems, but I'm still working on that. Working on that happening. I've also been in touch with Devon Dudley, who just recently quit WWE. So.
Yeah, no, I mean, so far I've been part of 3 interviews with you guys already. Because I was part of the Alex Shelley interview, the Tony Deppen, and now just O'Shea Edwards just now. So, yeah, no, it's great to actually talk to these these guys and girls about their experience and everything like that. And it's awesome for everybody watching just to get an idea. Because there was a question I forgot to ask them. It was kind of part of the fan thing, but all these wrestling fans, who are very critical of certain wrestlers, and have the critique. I guess it was part of the critique questions we asked, and he kind of answered them. But yeah, no, that's another thing is just, it's not just within the community of, promotions, like people involved in that promotion. It's also the fans that are going to critique you. So, and it just, it's nice to see that they're also, so.
How are y'all doing?
Doing all right.
Sorry I missed the interview. I just barely got home, ate, so.
As long as you got food in your belly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, fellas, I'll let you guys get to it. I'm going to try to watch highlights eventually. So, but unfortunately, I can't watch it long. I mean, I could stay on and kind of listen in Lane's background, but I don't know what's happening because I'm not seeing it with my eyes.
Do you want me to do play-by-play for you? My God, it's Jay Lethal.
He froze.
My God.
The classic Lane freeze.
What? Oh. That's why I switched over to my work computer.
Look at that face. That should be. There it is.
You're not who's on my end.
My end seems pretty fine. Then again, I think I'm still logged in under the account.
I don't think it matters.
Okay. Oh, this is gonna be a fun one.
Well, they started out with the Jerry Jarrett tribute, then they have Jeff Jarrett's first match.
So
I'm surprised he still made it. He still wanted to do it.
I think it's like the same thing as Mark, where it's a healing mechanism for them, It's their passion. It's something that helps them heal. So what's with this match?
What's with what?
What's the match?
Jeff Jarrett and it's basically Jay Lethal's group, all 4 of them against The Acclaim, Danhausen, and Billy Gunn, I believe. I wish Sanjay Dutt with his wrestling tights back on. I mean, you're wrestling, so.
Does he wrestle?
Oh yeah, he's wrestled a lot. In TNA, Impact.
Huh.
He was probably one of the best X Division wrestlers of all time in Impact.
Really?
But Loki, he's wrestling a suit as well. So he was also a X Division wrestler.
Man, after kind of a week being off of Dynamite,
All right,
I'm still
fellas.
curious.
Well, I'll leave you to it.
All right. Take care, bro.
I will be available tomorrow for Talking Elite, though.
Sweet, man. Well, hey, we'll see you on tomorrow. Thanks for hopping on and doing the interview. I hope you had a great time and hope to see you tomorrow. And take care, brother. And
All right,
have a
guys.
good night and be safe tomorrow.
Yep. Enjoy Dynamite.
Oh, thanks for coming on.
Uh,
Oh, he is wearing tights.
he's wearing wrestling.
Well, he's wearing tights but a suit.
I didn't notice that until you pointed it out.
I've never seen that be done before. I don't know who's going after. Jeff Jarrett used to do that years ago.
Is he wearing a pencil tie? Did I see that right?
I see he's got a pencil on his ear. Let me see.
Aubrey, that should be illegal. You shouldn't be able to wear that to the ring. Unless he forgot about it.
Yeah. Hey, I've refereed a few matches that the wrestlers forget that they have their phone in their pockets.
How would you forget that?
And then a lot of times they just clown around, and then they're in the moment. They just forget like they're into their match, and they just forget about it. Then they hand me their phone to put in my pocket because I'm not going to be able to take any bumps. So
That might be my next trip.
Could you imagine in a frog splash
have your phone
and having your dude, you would literally hurt your opponent and then probably break your phone screen. That's a lot of pressure.
Yeah, like every time I've had someone do that, they end up giving me their phone. So, because I'm the referee, I'm not taking any bumps. So I put it in my pocket. And
normally you don't take bumps.
I've never taken a bump, actually. Well, I have, but not as a referee. I haven't.
You haven't taken a ref bump?
No, I never got around to do that. Well, I had one opportunity, but they wouldn't let me do it because I wasn't fully trained. Well, fully trained at the time.
Yeah. Which is weird because that's like you would be you would like be like who was it last was it last week or the week before where they had that crazy ref bump?
The spot was I was going to be going through a table.
Dude, yes. Can I put you through a table?
Yeah, that was going to be the spot, but everyone was against it happening.
Well, with how fragile you've been lately, I'm okay with that. Sorry, that's terrible.
I'd actually like to see how that feels, actually, like how that... I've been hit by a chair once.
Oh, that does not sound fun. Or is it one of those things like when you lay on the bed attacks, like if you take it at a certain angle, it doesn't hurt as bad?
It really just stings a little. Well, if this person's doing it right. But a lot of people won't believe this, but the weapon that hurts the worst is a trash can.
That, to be honest, makes sense. I feel like that one or like a kendo stick.
Yeah, I never hit by a kendo stick, but well, my experience.
It's on my bucket list. I want to get slapped. I want to get chopped, and I want to get hit with a kendo stick.
Who is this?
Get him, Daddy.
I hope FTR is about to come out. I feel there's.
Well, the thing is, so Dax must be he must be old school wrestling because did you see that that he actually mentioned that he's just waiting on Tony Khan to bring it back in now?
Yeah, I've seen that.
So it looks like hopefully they will be returning because they strategically planned the whole tequila and then that little bit in the corner you saw that WWE snippet.
Yeah.
So.
Can you hear us, Jacobs?
What do you mean fragile? Connor Connor's had a couple rough bumps lately. If you outside of the podcast and wrestling, so
Yeah.
that's why I say we can't. We don't need our producer getting hurt. That's something that's non-wrestling related. If it's wrestling related, we could easily
what
clip
happened?
that and use it for promotion.
Am I coming in?
Yeah, can you hear us?
Yeah, I had to fix up my mic. My mic is going.
Wait, what did I do to be fragile? Like what
When you
happened?
when you hurt your when you thought you tore your
Oh.
ACL,
Oh yeah, that.
or the last time you took a bump.
I thought you were talking about something else.
No. Nothing. Hey, we don't talk about emotions on here, so it's not emotional.
But
Being
yeah,
fragile.
I haven't done anything like that. But really active has been playing basketball here lately.
Ooh, nice. Aaron's good cardio.
Yeah, I used to play basketball a lot. I kind of got out of it, but I'm getting back into it.
Yeah, I played it basically until I couldn't get on the high school team. Like middle school, I played rec league, so I didn't have to worry about making the middle school team. But once you hit like ninth grade, they're like, yeah, no more basketball. See ya.
Yeah,
I love
Yeah.
basketball.
Hmm.
Even though I was
Football
the
was
shortest
my
player on the
thing.
court. Is it me or does the crowd seem kind of dead tonight?
I don't really pay it.
They do seem like they're kind of tired.
Already?
Well, I do know that they they were in Texas 3 weeks now, but they were in El Paso last week. They actually had a pretty good crowd. The crowd was very, very, very hot last night.
Mhm.
No, not last night. Last Wednesday. But I do know that they drew more people last week than they did tonight. I know WrestleTix, I believe they got like 2,500. I could be wrong. I didn't see the one for today, but
It seems like it's still pretty full.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I wonder if they're just invested in this match.
I feel like as long as they have seats filled for TV, they're fine.
Yeah.
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 I'm seeing.
Yeah, because like even like in like that back end of the arena looks decent, so it shouldn't be too bad.
Wow. Saddam Singh just had the piggy one just chunk him, and that was
Yeah.
nothing. That was nothing. Yes, Saddam Singh. He does have a pencil tie.
Oh, he's the famouser.
I'm just waiting for Danhausen to get in the ring.
I haven't seen the famous in a long
It's been
time.
a while.
Long time.
I love that pencil still behind his ear. I love it.
Oh! Yeah,
Uh-oh.
I'm a little behind for you guys, but wow, that looked really good. It's so weird to see him like so active.
Oh, that's a good move.
That
Like-
was great.
Oh, of course. What did he hit him with?
Sanjay.
Oh,
What did he hit?
look
what
at
did he hit
Sanjay
Double J
selling,
with?
man. That's brilliant.
Uh-oh. What are they gonna do? Oh man. I thought they were gonna do something else, but I thought they were gonna do Team 3D for a minute, but
Oh,
I think it was
that was a
something-
good hit.
Yeah, it was. They're gonna do a Dully Boy spot, and then Lethal messes it up for everybody.
But yeah, the way Caster's
Hi, Shane.
setting that up is very.
What is Caster doing?
That's
What the hell
not.
is Caster doing?
You will never see that on WWE.
No, that's not PG.
He's about to get scissored, isn't he?
Yeah, he got
Hi,
scissored.
baby.
Oh,
Oh,
Wow.
there's Double J himself. Good old slap nuts.
Yeah, I think Sanjay's about to get kicked in the nuts.
Orange is gonna.
Oh no, not
I'm
that.
just gonna hit it.
I love Orange Cassidy.
Damn
by
it,
the
Jay
way,
Lethal, stop messing it up.
that's so
messed
funny.
up twice. Uh-oh, I think we're gonna get it now.
Okay, we're getting it.
See, I love Max Caster.
Scissor me timbers.
Scissor me timbers. That's good. That's actually pretty good.
Oh,
Scissor me
there you go.
timbers. That was a really good match.
Is Anthony Bowens legal man? Great victory. I would love to see Jeff Jarrett win tonight, though. Or at least see Danhausen get smashed with a guitar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. But the thing is, they're playing with fire, so I guarantee you,
Something's fixing to happen here.
yeah.
Something's got to happen here. Someone's fixing to turn on someone, or
I'm telling you.
Orange Cassidy turns on.
hey, I'd actually like to see a Orange Cassidy.
I'm expecting Billy Gunn to turn
Would
eventually.
would you call him the Blood Orange?
Dark Orange, or
Dark
just
Orange.
go go with his real name, and like he's done catering to the fans. He's done playing pretend wrestling.
Well, the thing is like down out. Yeah, that's true. You can easily do that with Orange Cassidy. But
Yeah.
if you
Like
look
him
at
pulling-
too, like he's still so over with the fans. Like it's kind of it'd be hard to turn him heel at this point. You know, like his act still is not stale. At least
I feel
for
like he would.
personal opinion.
I don't know what his real name is, but I think he'd make a great heel just based off the stuff like he's not going to give the fans what they want anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
And like have him turn on the biggest baby face in the company. I mean, that'll turn him into an instant heel.
That's what Jericho wanted to do. He wanted to do away with the Judas theme song, but because he didn't want to give the fans what they wanted as a heel, but Tony, it just didn't happen.
But that's okay though. I'm okay. Like I think they're like that makes
But
an
that would be
exception. You know.
but that would be the most heel move he could do.
I mean, what about a dancing heel run in AEW? I mean, think about that.
This is a pretty good package.
Yeah. So we got what 2 weeks till Revolution?
Yep, 2-3 weeks. Yep.
Because it's
Yeah.
what March 4th, isn't it?
Yeah, March 4th, 5th. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah. We'll have to do a.
MJF is contractually obligated to appear in the arena.
So he has to show up.
That's a perfect way to put that.
Yeah.
Did you guys see what he did in
Be
the?
there or else.
You guys see what he did to a fan outside of the? Well, a few videos. He was at a hotel.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
He was at
Yeah.
a hotel. A fan was wanting to go to the. He was taking the like elevator, and a fan wanted to go on with him.
And he took the elevator by himself.
Yeah, he said, "You get in this elevator with me."
I loved it. I couldn't stop laughing when I saw it.
And then,
That's MJF for you.
and then the lady in the background says this is how he treats his fans.
Already? I don't. This would. I guess Mark's gonna end the show.
Yeah, like Mark Briscoe, Jay Ward.
Yeah.
What are the matches we got tonight? We got Brian Cage and Jungle Boy. And we are getting the match that we were supposed to get, I think. Ruby Soho, Britt Baker, and Tony Storm, right? Isn't that the match that we were supposed to get?
Yeah.
Britt Baker got injured, so I'm glad we're getting the actual match now. Because if it was WWE, they just forget about the whole thing. They wouldn't even go back and even try to redo it.
I gotta say the production value has gone up.
It looks crisp tonight so far. Knock on wood.
Who's this? Oh, they're going to attack him before the match.
Oh, in the crowd. That's cool.
Well, this is a Texas Tornado match, so there's no
You can go
tags.
anywhere.
We can start
So-
anywhere.
With
Yeah,
the Texas Tornado tag, remind me the rules. I know that there's no tag-ins. Everybody's legal. Can they go anywhere in the arena and it's no disqualification?
Right.
Yep. It's basically falls kind of anywhere. Like
Yeah.
anything goes.
And whoever and like the
Oh,
the last person who's on the team, like that's pinned. I mean, basically it was created a long time ago. Like this is like some like a Dallas wrestling stuff, world class stuff.
This is the match I was most looking forward to tonight. Once it was announced on Rampage, this is the match that
They must have something in line for these guys. Like, what if they're the ones that defeats the Ass Boys?
who Moxley and
No, Roosh and Preston.
Yeah.
they'll be very different. I actually like to see that.
I know we had a huge debate yesterday, kind of about the tag team state.
Yeah.
But do you think, like, if you had, but this is just kind of more, I guess, a broad question for you guys in the audience. How would you guys feel though, like if they started pushing Roosh and Preston Vance?
Hmm.
I think it's long overdue they pushed Preston Vance. I'm glad they pulled the trigger and got him away from the Dark Order,
Yeah.
took off the mask. I feel like he could be a very huge star in AEW. He could be a very, very big star, possibly the face of the company in a few years. I'm glad they got him away from that. And him and Roosh is a team you wouldn't necessarily put together. It's not a team that you would just put. It's
Right.
like something that you wouldn't think of, but it'd be something very different and something. I think it'd be something that something that the tag division needs. Like how they like Hangman and Kenny Omega is probably one of the best tag teams that were champions. And they weren't an actual team. I like to see
Right.
something. I like to see something like that again.
Well, I personally think both of them. I mean, both of them as singles, as single competitors. I mean, they need a good push, and put them together. I mean, you can make some history. You can make some magic. I feel like, I mean, both of them. You put them
Give me
separately.
my
I
new
mean,
favorite
they
game.
they they need this huge push. I mean, because let's be honest. I mean, over the years they haven't been given that much shine. I think now is a perfect time to give them that shine.
Does anyone get the commercial where it's a voicemail?
Nope.
Yeah, I think I
I'm tired
saw
of
it.
that. I'm tired of that commercial. Because like I was watching YouTube one night and I fell asleep and all of a sudden I hear that and I think my phone's ringing and I get a voicemail.
I hate that. The one that I think threw a lot of people off though was on Sunday was that one new streaming platform when like it made it look like the TV was messing up. Did you guys see that one?
Oh, Tubi, yeah,
Tubi, yes,
Yeah.
Tubi.
yeah. There are millions of people that started checking their TVs and their remotes.
Nash Carson, I don't believe I've seen you comment, but
Yeah, welcome,
or watched
Nash.
us before. Thanks for watching. If you don't mind me asking, how did you find out about our podcast? I like to ask everyone that new, but yes, what tag teams are available in AEW right now? I'm a very big stat person in AEW. Uh,
He's
uh,
got a whole spreadsheet full of them.
they have all the records and everything. Tag teams right now available is Butcher and Blade. Of course, the two main teams, the Acclaimed and Guns.
Ass boys.
Yeah, yeah. Of
Yeah,
course the two main teams right now. The Acclaimed, uh, the Guns, Butcher and Blade. You can usually put the Nightmare Factory in there, the Dark Order. Uh, FTR is available, but they're
I'm
not
sorry, I
available.
can't hear you. I can't hear you to whoever's talking.
That was
Can you hear me now?
yeah. Isn't there somebody with Roosh and Preston, or is it just those two right now?
Andrade.
Oh, that's right. But Charlie's.
The assistants with them.
Yeah.
Can you hear us, Mr. Jacobs?
Hold on.
Well, I think you still have best friends.
Yeah. See, I forget best friends a lot of times because I haven't teamed together in a while, so I forget about them.
Yeah, they've been like mostly on Rampage and Dark.
Yeah, mostly in
Sadly.
eight-man tags, but best friends would be a great team to put in there.
You still have the Young Bucks. I think what I would do is I would have the House of Black versus the Elite,
Revolution.
either at Revolution or shortly after, and have them drop the titles to House of Black. To be honest with you, I know it's a loss for Kenny, but what about Kenny versus MJF?
That's
That'd
not
You
a
have
bad
the Bucks
idea.
get back in the tag division.
That'd be very different. MJF and Kenny Omega in a singles match. I like to
That's
see
not
that.
bad at all.
Two very different styles. I'm curious to see how they work in the ring.
Because they have not faced off. Am I correct?
Not that I know of.
No, I haven't
not,
seen it.
not in AEW they haven't. I know that for sure. I don't know if they have in the independents, but they're two very different They have two different two different backgrounds.
And I feel like what you could do, and this is something that we'll talk about more tomorrow, do a little plug ski for Talking Elite here. We are predicting our predictions for the next 3 world champions. We're going to see if we're sidekick tomorrow. But I think what you do, like I said, you got to have MJF at least hold a belt for a year. Like, I think you have to have that. I think he has to have probably the longest run. What you should do is keep putting him against people like you have with Danielson, like I said, put him with Kenny Omega, right? I think that would be a huge win for MJF. Then
Oh,
you
that
can put
was
him with like Keith Lee, and then while you're doing that, you can have that. Then you could build up either Adam Cole, Darby Allin, Preston Vance. Just you could build that next big challenger where they have that story to get to that championship spot. I don't know about Eddie Kingston right now because I'm not sure if he is working himself into a storyline, or if he's really feels that way towards MGF. But there's something there as well.
Oh, I'm
So
pretty sure he does.
Yeah.
Well, it could be both.
Yeah.
But Eddie Kingston's also injured. Apparently, is what
yeah,
Dave Meltzer said. But I don't believe anything Dave
Oh.
Meltzer says anymore.
Yeah, you gotta
Poor
take that with a
Preston.
grain of salt.
I don't believe what he says anymore.
And my boy.
And
it's hard because I had a lot of respect for him.
I like
and
Brian.
Yeah, of course.
I like Brian Alvarez and Fightful. They're the most reliable people.
Yeah,
Even before,
Fightful is pretty
yeah.
solid, and they'll at
But-
least own up to if they have a mistake.
But everything, well, especially about someone's health, for me, like William Regal didn't want anything leaked out about his health, and then he just
Yeah.
that's what every wrestling journalists like. They get into people's too much in their personal life.
You're right.
This reminds me of Brody and Moxley right here.
Yeah,
Just
it's
a
very good.
just a Preston his tights makes me think of their match at Double or Nothing.
Yeah,
Well, I wonder if he did it on
Ooh.
purpose.
Man,
I think
You
so.
know, 'cause
you're gonna have some back problems.
Show a tribute. Whoa,
That was good. That was a good move.
everybody's down.
well, he still has his mask on his. Like, if you look at his trunks, he still has his like. It's so interesting, like because he has been taking the mask
Yeah.
off of
But,
those jobber luchadors.
right.
But looking at it,
He
they
still wears
are.
it.
They're not any notable luchadors. But if you look
He
at it,
still
like,
wears
he
the
still has
mask.
the Preston Vance mask on his tights.
Yes.
I think that's a little cool nod as well.
That was
You know,
fun.
I'm liking this side of Preston. He looks vicious.
No, and my boy.
Like he literally
Roller
looks
coaster.
like
It's not gonna be a
almost
table
like he could
spot.
be the next Cody.
It's not gonna be noticed. There's not gonna be a table spot tonight.
You don't
Was
think
that
so?
like was that the
Oh,
version
yeah.
of Concerto?
Well, they broke the thing off. They broke one of the lashes off the table.
Oh,
But I think they're gonna bury someone in that.
you think so?
Just put a bunch of stuff on them. Just pile up a bunch of junk. And
That way they can't escape.
I was there with Brian Cage at Double or Nothing 2020. They took the big poker chip they put on top of him, put a bunch of ladders and chairs and tables. Then at the very end, he comes up and just throws it all off.
So how do you feel about the how do you guys feel about the rematch between Jungle Boy and Christian Cage? Are you glad they're running that back tonight?
Christian
What?
Cage is back.
It's not Christian Cage. Sorry, Brian Cage.
Brian Cage.
Sorry, wrong Cage. There's too many
Wrong
ages in
Cage.
AEW right now. There's Cage, Page.
Gage.
They're on a stage. They do cage matches.
with special guest referee Diamond Dallas Page.
Yes.
Being watched by Nicolas Cage.
Actually, we'll make him a special guest referee, or maybe special guest announcer. That'd be kind of fun. Could you imagine?
Or what Johnny
Ladies
Cage?
and gentlemen,
Johnny
it's
Cage.
time for the Cage in the Page on the stage match.
Is Johnny Cage from Street Fighter?
Yes.
Mortal Kombat.
Mortal Kombat.
Or sorry,
No,
Mortal
he was-
Kombat, sorry. Wrong. I'm not into the fighting games. It should be.
But for Brian Cage and Jungle, I'm actually very interested to see. I thought Brian Cage has to win. This is obviously biased on my end, but he has to win. Like he can't lose 2 times in a row. And I feel like there has to be some kind of story because on Rampage, Jungle Boy won his match, and then Brian Cage comes out, basically a stare down.
Yeah.
To the same person, I don't know why they would have him lose twice. If he does, that's. I put all the signs on the wall. He's leaving, but.
I mean, I think as far as storytelling, I think like he wants that win so much more that he's
Yeah.
lost this much, and he's not giving up until he gets that W. You know.
But there's gotta be something there though. Like you know what I mean? Like you were saying, like because think about it, we have March 2nd, was that what you said with the ROH the new show starting up?
They're filming at the end of this month. At like it's 2 days, or one a full day on Saturday and a combination of dark and ROH on Sunday. But it's not going to air till about March. They're going to tape it, but I don't know when it's going to air. But he's advertised to be there, so I wonder how that's going to. I mean, I think tonight. Well, I thought last week would be the to tell if he's going to stay, but I think tonight will be. But his contract does expire next week. I do know that.
You know what? I'm calling it now. Like I think we're gonna see an upset tonight. I think Preston Vance and Roosh are gonna get the win.
I really hope they do because I'm really pulling for Roosh.
I mean, Mox is busted open.
Well, and looking at Preston, like he's doing a lot of the same stuff that Moxley did to him. Like think about it, he bloodied Preston Vance up.
Yeah.
You know, of course Moxley's bleeding. Everybody take a shot. Moxley's
Of course.
bleeding again.
It's like it's become like Ric Flair now. Like you expect that in every match.
Has anyone ever seen the Ric Flair and Jay Lethal promo?
Yes. I always love the
Yeah.
Here you go, Connor. Nash agrees with you. Yeah, we agree. Brian Cage has got to win. I think he does, and like I said, Jungle Boy has already got one match up on him or two.
On Jungle Boy, Jungle Boy's beaten Brian Cage once.
Yeah.
Right. So
No,
they can
and
easily.
yeah.
So think about it. You have Jungle Boy lose. It doesn't make him look weak at all. And then you have, like I said, and then Brian Cage could either go to Ring of Honor and just be, just a dominant force. And heck, he could even beat Claudio. I would even petition to have him beat Claudio.
I mean, that's not even out of the realm of possibility. I mean, he can totally go for the gold.
I do know that ROH's filming schedule will be on the lines of Impact. They'll film once or twice a month, and then that'll be it. But they're filming like for weeks. Like I went to Impact, and they filmed like at least 4 or 5 weeks of TV.
They filmed at least 4 because when I went to the one here in Texas, they filmed 4, which is great for the talent. I think that's a good idea.
But sometimes they do 2 times a month Impact, or if they have a pay-per-view like Bound for Glory or something like that, or one of their Impact Plus specials. But
usually it's like a 2-day event.
Yeah, I went to it was in 2019, but Impact Homecoming. I went to the pay-per-view, then that Monday they had tapings. I think that's the way Impact's going to go. So, I mean, our way is going to go. So I don't think anyone will be permanently moved. Well, guys like Brian Cage, Claudio will be on both probably, because especially Claudio, I don't see them having him wrestle 2 times a month.
No.
But I think there's going to be a lot of double duty, and a lot of people like Blake Christian, Billy Stars, whatever her name is, guys like that who are primarily on.
Oh,
You messed with my boy.
So has anybody did a cool counter, like a flip up to Claudio's spin? Is that possible?
I've never seen a counter to it. I've never seen one.
I was kind of thinking about this the other day. I wonder if there's a way to flip out of it and do a reversal.
I know who could, but
I guess if you tried to, you can kind of do like a push up, or not a push up, push up and kind of go into a Hurricane Rana or something like that. But
what Moxley does the cutter, and then Preston Vance does the Brody Lee finish. I forget what it's called, but like the clothesline.
Yeah,
that was a good move set.
Oh jeez, come on, Vance!
Damn,
away.
Bleeding like a mug.
Oh, they're both bleeding.
They are. Damn.
See, I like Preston. I like Preston showing Keller in this match.
Roosh and Claudio's looking at each other like, "Why aren't we bleeding? We gotta bleed real fast."
The thing is, you can make a T-shirt out of his face right now, like how much he wants to win. And
see, I think the story is mostly between Moxley and Vance, so I think that's why those two are bloody and not Roosh and Claudio. I feel like they're playing that support. So I think whether the finish will be, I think it's going to come down to Preston and Moxley for the finish.
I think that's very deliberate. Them bleeding, just them two.
Roosh and Claudio's looking at each other like, We gotta start beating the hell out of each other. Right. Oh, here comes
They're bleeding. We
Jose.
gotta bleed too.
Oh, damn.
You know what's funny is
Jose
like it's
just-
so fun to see how many wrestlers are on the old 2K game and
Whoa.
seeing that like which ones are on AEW. Like I was kind of thinking about it.
I'd
Like
watch
Joe, Lee, Swerve. It's so
Yeah.
crazy to see all those wrestlers on.
I'd watch yourself doing that.
Oh,
Yep, I told you.
good
I'd
chair
watch
throw.
yourself. Yeah, I knew
But
when
it's
he
legal.
was doing.
Yuta.
Can he get thrown out, or is it legal since it's a Texas
I don't-
tornado match?
Anything goes. I mean,
That was funny.
Yeah.
He started dancing, and then
rest
beat
job
the
is just to count 1, 2, 3.
I like Wheeler Yuta. I gotta watch his Hey EW episode.
Oh,
Do you know who like El Drunko is?
Who?
Yeah, El Drunko.
El
El Tronco? What?
You never heard of El Drunko?
No.
Oh man.
It was a we watched like that was a good spear. That was a midair spear.
Oh, that was great. Do
Yeah,
yourself a favor if you've never seen El Drunko, look him up on YouTube. You'll be thoroughly entertained.
Yeah, like Ethan, I think you summed it up pretty much. That's basically what it lies down to. If he wins, he's definitely staying.
Yeah.
But I'm fully invested into Brian Cage and Jungle Boy feud.
Yeah, to be honest with you, I would even tie it over to Ring of Honor. Like, I would have that. I would have Brian Cage. I'd have 1-1, and then have Brian Cage beat him like one more time at Ring of Honor, or even at Revolution.
Is that a
Like, I
dog
know there's
fight?
a lot of supposed to be a lot of
No, that's a chain. That's a chain.
Chain.
what's the word, rematches, but
No, not like this. Not like this.
oh,
Oh,
nice.
is he choking him out? Oh,
Rouge,
with the
get somewhere.
elbows.
Get
Come
somewhere.
on,
Get
Preston.
somewhere.
Come on, choke him out.
oh my baby princess.
Well, he can't
Yeah,
tap
but he
out
still
now.
has that. He still has the
Damn it.
chain on.
Damn it.
Oh, he's going out. He is going out.
That's brutal.
That's it. That was dope.
And he can't get to the rope. Come on, Rush, get in there.
Yeah, that's it.
Ah,
That
I'd have
was
been,
what an ending.
that'd have been a good upset.
yeah, it should have been, but it
Looks
still
like we're
makes.
Oh,
Well, think about it. It still makes Preston look strong.
Put
Yeah.
your blade and
I'm so sad.
they took Hangman out.
Oh, they're jumping Hangman. Come on.
Is it jumping He-Man? Sorry,
Yeah.
I'm a little behind y'all. Butcher and Blade and Kip. Nice. Okay, cool. Oh,
Better watch yourself, Moxley.
I like Kip.
I'd watch yourself if I were you.
So
You know
I have another. I have another idea for after Revolution. If you want some good stories being told, what about a like a broken character for Hangman? Like, what if his match with the lights out match or whatever they're having at Revolution with Moxley? What if he just goes like dark and evil, like Dark Order, like Brody Lee kind of things?
Speaking of broken, Matt Hardy's got to be turning the switch on pretty soon.
Yeah,
We're getting closer.
That's what I'm thinking.
I've been teasing a lot with Ethan Page, and it's probably one of the best stories that's not been on TV. But Hangman being broken, that'd be pretty interesting. I'd like to see
A
anyone.
dark Hangman. I mean,
I'd see anyone who hasn't been broken try the gimmick.
I think
That'd be pretty interesting.
because I had an idea for Christopher Daniels back when they were teasing him being part of the Dark Order. You know, that would be a fun, like, I guess just a manager character that could still wrestle every once in a while. So I don't know.
What's next for you? Joe and I did share some personal stories. I think part of the story with my father I want to share today is from the time I was remember the time I was 8 years old.
You got a Wardlow video. Well, backstage interview with Jim Ross.
A little sit down though.
Yeah, that's old school. Sit down, JR.
Is anyone gonna burn Jim Ross like Kane did?
He's
My
had enough.
God.
He's had enough. I think he deserves to just hang back and just do interviews.
He actually beat up Eric Bischoff a few times.
Yeah, that was actually entertaining to watch.
Unfortunately, the next time I would see him,
He beat up Paul Heyman too.
as he laid
Yep.
in the hospital bed on hospice, I had just started my wrestling career.
Wow, this is kind of sad. I'm like, this is a different side of Wardlow.
So he was able to see me wrestle.
Oh, they're going deep.
All I could think of
Mhm.
was tell him to give him any.
I think they're trying to give it the character, more dimension, more of a, instead of being one dimensional, he has many layers to him.
Reporting that he had passed.
Aw,
And after he
gentle.
passed,
Good
I
girl.
had never grown my beard, never grew my hair. But after seeing cancer take that all from him,
Wow, I didn't know that. Did you guys know that?
my beard out of the
I had no idea about
So
that.
apparently he grew his hair out for those of you just watching. He grew it out for his dad, and then
He cut it now, though, didn't he?
so this makes a lot more sense why he cut it.
So he did cut it.
took that
Oh, duh.
from me. Now look me in the eyes because this is the last thing you're ever gonna
This is got one of Wardlow's best promos.
Yeah, that was actually really good.
And Josh Woods and
She said, I'm done.
Jay Briscoe next.
It's next. I thought it'd close the night. What's closing the night?
I feel they put themselves in a lose-lose situation. It's Wardlow and Joe.
Yeah.
Feels like we're going back to Sammy, Cody, Scorpio Sky.
I forgot that Joe and Wardlow's tonight.
It's a nice suit.
Well, I don't think it's Is it tonight? I don't think it's tonight.
What's that?
I think they just like they're building towards it. Clearly, that's what they're.
But
I
no,
thought it was
yay,
tonight, too.
Mark Sterling. Whoop, whoop.
I want Joe to have a good dominant reign. He shouldn't have lost it. Like if Darby was just going to go off and do a movie or something, they should have just left it on Joe. And when Darby loses
We're all elite
in
now.
his hometown, that's it. He takes a little bit of time off for his movie. And then, right about now, you could have had Wardlow be the one that beat Joe again at Revolution coming out.
I like that. I like that backstage pull apart.
That was nice.
That was great. I liked it. I'm liking this. I'm liking this. Nash actually asked a good question. So who should MJF defend against Dr. Danielson?
I'm gonna go by every pay-per-view up. I don't want to spoil tomorrow's video, but
you're not really spoiling it because you're not getting away. Like you're kind of leading into it. So
yeah. Well, I will say I have MJF losing it at Revolution 2024. I'm not gonna say who against, but Double or Nothing. Well, I have MJF defended it. At least I think he should at least defend it once or twice after Revolution. But Double or Nothing, MJF versus Wardlow. MJF wins. All Out MJF versus. I was gonna say now.
maybe Punk
How is planned it out?
or
I know
Darby?
I know I have
Punk should be more down the line.
I know I have MJF versus Eddie Kingston at Full Gear. I know they're gonna do it.
Yeah.
So just do it. I don't know. Full Gear sounds reasonable for Kingston and.
I would even throw in Sammy Guevara because that could be a fun, like one-off where you can do it on a special, like Battle of the Belts, Beach Break, or whatever their
like on a
special
team.
are nowadays.
Lucha Bros are back. Yeah. Hey, that could be a very big help for the tag division right now.
Yeah,
Lucha Bros, yes,
they're back, and so is the only one who's not back is Pac. Because of visa issues.
More visa issues? Dang.
Yeah, quite a few of them. Even some in
Kenny
WWE.
did.
Even some in WWE is having a lot of visa issues.
Weird. Why are they having so many visa issues? Like,
oh,
does it just get harder and harder to work here in the States?
That looks painful. And Josh Woods makes it. That was move of the night.
That was.
I'm impressed with Woods' performance. Oh my gosh!
Oh man,
this is a Ring of Honor type match, isn't it?
Yeah, it feels like Ring of Honor.
Yeah.
Like I noticed when the match first started, they showed the Supercard of Honor, and they showed like Honor Club during this match. But I had Wardlow Full Gear. I mean, Wardlow Double or Nothing. The reason I say Double or Nothing is because last year Wardlow, I mean, MJF stole his spotlight. Really,
Yeah.
they can bring all that up in their feud. All Out. I knew who I was gonna say, but besides pay per views, I like to see him against Jungle Boy in a title match. Him and Guevara, him and Darby, him and Sean Dean. I think would be a pretty fun match. Sean Dean has beaten MJF twice, so I think it'd be very interesting and funny to see them two go against each other again.
Yeah, I think that'd be cool. You could throw in Action Andrade. You could throw in maybe not Ricky Starks necessarily right away.
Right,
Yeah.
like
But
not right away.
That could be a fun like one for like Revolution,
But
or if you want to keep it longer on them, or if you want to do it at Full Gear, you could do. There's a lot of great faces on here. You could easily throw in there.
they got new
or-
Rampage graphics.
Ooh,
Well, not really new graphics, but
it looks crisper.
well, like the wrestlers in the.
I mean, think about this: has Kenny and MJF ever went 1-on-1?
Yeah, like that. That would be a good match for All Out or Double or Nothing. Either two.
That's money.
I
Let me
would
see. I'm gonna look this up real quick.
Whenever CM Punk, well, if he comes back, whenever I feel like he shouldn't go to the Elite first. He should go right back to MJF where he left off, and like they can put that feud with the title, without the title, like just have the feud go. Like I don't like how all the feuds are long term, but MJF and CM Punk, they could switch the roles. They could become a tag team. They could.
Yeah.
I would like to see that for years.
Yeah, he has not. This is interesting, guys. Sorry, let me cut you off. Yeah, so he has not faced off against Kenny Omega yet.
That'd be a very interesting match to see.
Yeah, interesting.
We're gonna get Bryan Danielson. Don't have to worry about that. He hasn't faced off against Eddie Kingston. I'm looking at the list of. I think this might be an old list because he did face off against. Let's see. Darby, he's already faced against Darby, so this thing from last year. Cody already faced off with. I guess Brian Cage would be fun.
Yeah.
Miro, you can throw Miro back in there.
Oh man, it'd be perfect for that title picture if they push him the right way.
But I will say I don't. A lot of people say that this match they just put Mark Briscoe against a jobber, but Josh Woods is very, very, very good. I definitely recommend watching his Ring of Honor stuff. He was very good.
No, I would not consider him a jobber at all.
A lot of people just they don't really know who he is. They just assume that he's a jobber, but he's a very great wrestler. He reminds me a lot of Charlie Haas.
Did you watch Road 2 with his they did a really good explaining it in Road 2. So if like the casual fan, they could easily see, they've had history with each other. And he actually he actually pinned Jay at for a tag team title win too.
Yeah, I remember seeing Josh Woods against the Briscoes in Ring of Honor.
I like that. That's fun.
Yeah. Oh, we pulled out the old Sabu.
Oh, he's good. Oh, that's cool.
Mark Briscoe.
Just look at that smile. Like this is like he's healing. It's a good way to heal.
He's going for a jackknife powerbomb.
That'd be cool.
Oh, I don't know if that was a jackknife powerbomb, but that
was a crucifix.
I was head first.
Yeah, if you think about it, Mark and Jay, they are probably one of the best in-ring technicians to make it look like they have no control over the match. It's really fun to always watch them wrestle.
Yeah.
Them boys really know how to tear it up.
This reminds me of Charlie Haas right here. That suplex.
Yeah.
Well, a little bit of I say Chad Gable.
Yeah, Chad Gable does it also. Yeah.
Chad Gable makes me think of Charlie Haas the most.
Yes.
But Chad Gable also makes me think of Kurt Angle.
Right.
Chad Gable's emotions when he loses, it's like Kurt Angle. His moveset, it's like Kurt Angle.
That's there you go. Why don't you
Ooh,
bring in
cut
Charlie
him.
Haas in for one night to go up against MJF?
That's not a bad idea.
I like to see Josh Woods and Charlie Haas as a tag team.
Hmm.
I don't know if they ever against each other. I know Charlie Haas was on Impact
Oh,
not too long ago. Suplex. Pele kick. Is that the first time we've ever seen a Pele kick in AEW?
I think so. Like, look, like as far as
AJ Styles
the
normally does
style,
it.
yeah, AJ
Yeah.
Styles, he does it. I've never really seen a Pele kick in AEW.
oh shoot!
Samoa Joe used to do it, but I don't know if he's ever.
Does he still do it? I don't think he
Yeah, no,
has.
he'll do
He
it.
got
He'll
hurt.
he'll hit you. He'll put you in the corner, and then he'll do it.
Yeah. 'Cause I haven't seen him do it since
But
I
like
think
a
since
standing
WWE.
Pele, that's.
I don't
know
think he
if
did
I've
it
ever
against
seen
Darby,
that.
did he?
Yeah, like normally, I don't know.
I mean, I think he uses that. He uses that at least once in his matches. So
Yeah, like he does like against the corner, like the Pele. But
yeah, he'll Irish rip into the corner, and then once he has you there, he'll give you a Pele.
I think Angelico does it some. Yeah, he does do it. Yeah, he's done it a few times in AEW. That was a really good match, and they're showing the crowd, and that's this is not their normal. Oh no,
What's next for him though? Do you think is he gonna just go to Ring of Honor, or would you keep him on AEW?
who is this? Are you talking about Jay Briscoe or?
That's awesome. Respect, man. Him and his brother, man. It was hard to watch his. We watched his eulogy the other day for his brother.
Yeah,
Now
I've seen
this-
That was
that.
hard to watch.
Now this
It was
right
really
here,
good.
this next to me is really, well to me, for Revolution. This is gonna be a big match for Revolution. This next segment.
Adam Cole, so good to see you. We've been able to hear from you. We saw you in the ring recently when you returned back to AEW. How have you been?
Renee, I've been great. Seriously.
Still one of the coolest guys I've met.
To be able to be back on the road with AEW, there's a little part of me that's a little discouraged. Because obviously I'm so close to looking at that ring and imagining getting back in there. But I've learned through this entire process to celebrate mini victories, if you will. Like, for example, the fact that after a few months, my right eye is able to look in the right direction and it doesn't twitch up and down. Right?
I didn't realize his head injury was that bad.
Go throughout the day and not feel like I
Yeah,
need to
that's pretty brutal.
throw up because I feel nauseous. That's a victory. And so is being back and this close to returning in the ring. So to answer your question, I'm very, very happy.
Sounds like you have a bit of a.
I'm loving like
so to speak.
the new camera angles, especially in this interview.
Back in that ring. What does this next chapter look like, Adam Cole?
It's interesting you bring up chapter because I feel like there are so many chapters to my story that I haven't had the chance to really explore yet. And I think here very, very soon I'm going to get the chance to do that. But in regards to what Adam Cole is going to do here in AEW, I look at our
Molly, me
roster
too.
right now, and I think it has never been better. Seriously, top to bottom, this roster is absolutely stacked. So I know that
Hello.
I need to be as prepared.
Listen, I don't know who Adam Cole should go up against. I think you could do. I think you could do a good babyface versus babyface match. And I'll lead up to something bigger. So maybe Darby Allin. Adam Cole and Darby Allin would be fun.
That's very interesting. I didn't know his injury. Well, I knew his injury was very bad, but I knew it was that
Where he's
bad.
throwing up, twitching. Head injuries are weird, man.
Did Mr. Jacobs leave? Or?
Yeah, he cut out there. Let me ask you this, Connor. Well, Ethan asked technically, but who do you got for Adam Cole's first match back?
I would put it with. I know who I would put it with because he's a good heel, and they never were against each other. And then that's Sammy Guevara, Adam Cole versus Sammy Guevara. But the reason it might not happen is because the stuff that they're doing with Garcia and Starks. It's no reason they might not do that, but I want to see Darby Allin, but I don't know if he's gonna be back in time for Revolution.
He
Uh,
could be. I don't think he's hurt.
would
I think
say-
he's just recovering.
I would say Miro, but I think Miro going against Orange Cassidy for the All Elite title would be a great way to put Miro back into the fold. I feel like he'd be a great All Elite champion. A lot of people are saying Jay White going against Adam Cole, but I don't want to see either one of them lose at Revolution their first.
Jay White would be okay, like, because he could lose but still be over.
Now, and I don't want to see Adam Cole lose his first match back.
No,
I really think.
Heath lose. I'd have Adam Cole still win it.
I know we don't really talk about WWE much, but out of the 3 free agents, Ospreay, Coda, and Jay White, I think WWE will land one of them. I think it's gonna be Jay White.
Sadly, but he won't be able to use his Switchblade character though. That's changed a lot of things about him. I guess that's what the hard part is, but that's what, like, think about it. They changed Machine Gun. Now he's, Carl Anderson can't call himself Machine Gun Carl Anderson. I don't know.
I don't know that you never know what they may or may not let him keep. They may let him keep his name, but change some stuff. I hope he. But is Aussie Open the ones who team with Will Ospreay, United Empire?
Yeah, United Empire would be good.
So Will Ospreay is a free agent now. Aussie Open's a free agent, so
you could do.
Getting all 3 of them would be great for the star power for one, tag division, trios division.
Yeah,
that would benefit a lot of things.
I think you should bring over Taven and Bennett from the Kingdom.
Yeah, I bet they're going to be at the ROH tapings when they have them. I know Maria had surgery, I believe it was. I saw on her Instagram that
she had a tumor or something where she'll be out for a while.
Yeah.
Sadly.
But I think we're about to see a lot more of the Kingdom and ROH. But I think Jay White might be WWE bound. I think if he does come, it'd be the Raw after Mania, probably. But
I would say at Mania.
I think AEW gets Ospreay, Aussie Open. I really don't want them to sign anyone, but right now for a tag division, and trios division, I think the United Empire would be a great. Will Ospreay from day one of it when AEW first started, Will Ospreay was one of the first names I wanted him to sign, which they couldn't for obvious reasons. But I think AEW gets United Empire, all 3 of them, and potentially Kota Ibushi.
I'd love to see Ibushi. I think that's the hard part. You don't want to do any more signings, but if you're going to do a signing, make sure it's someone like an Ibushi, but make sure that you have time for them. Because we've gone in discussion about this plentiful of times. Does anybody's contract expire this year?
The AEW or anywhere else?
Yeah, the AEW. That could give free up space.
Well, I don't know if the contract expires, but I know a few I would not I wouldn't renew. Which Fuego. I would say Sean Dean, but he's a valuable asset. I think.
He's a good person that could come out, put a solid match on, and lose.
I think Anthony Ogogo. I don't know if he's injured or what, but
he's the hard part with Anthony Ogogo is. So he has a disease. I don't know if you know this, but he's got a disease, and I can't remember what eye it's in, but it's one of his eyes, to where that's why he's so hit or miss when it comes to his appearances and him in the ring. That's why you don't see him as much, sadly.
I know a few people. I know Sonny Kiss. That'll be someone to let go. Well, not really let go. AEW doesn't really release people unless you are arrested or stuff like that. But
she'd be better in she should be better in GCW with Joey.
Yeah, I think people like that. He's just going to say something really controversial. I can feel it because where they're at tonight.
Dude, okay, so did you? I think Conan's crazy. I lost a lot of respect for Conan
Yeah, I seen where I don't really know a lot about it, but he said that I don't know if Eddie Guerrero with Nakeshita doing the frog splash like Eddie Guerrero did, and I
But
don't know
how
what it
many
was
people
about.
have done that? The shimmy that weren't Latino. Why
Like, what
all of a
exactly
sudden are you
happened?
having a problem with it? Because think about it. You never had a problem when Jericho did it. Because
What did he?
Jericho did it on the anniversary of his death, and he never bat an eye for Jericho. And Takeshita literally could be the next Eddie Guerrero.
I knew he was gonna bring that up. Exactly, MJF spit facts.
Little secret, guys. That's not why we get into this business. We get into this business for one reason only.
Money.
And it is to become
A world champion.
champion.
It's like a little bit of both. Which I'd say in the Attitude Era, that's when everything was at high because everyone was gunning the be world champion.
Yeah.
Everyone.
That's holding the AEW World Heavyweight Championship. And whether you guys realize it or not, that is something Bryan Danielson has never been able to accomplish.
But he won the championship in WWE.
Now, Bryan, I'm not an idiot. On March 5th at Revolution for 1 hour, I know you're going to give me everything you got.
The thing is, he looks a lot more toned and stronger.
You are going to use every trick out of your sleeve that you picked up in Japan and Mexico and UK and Canada. And you are going to put me through the hardest match of my life.
Shout out to MJF tonight. This promo is amazing.
Or they can't see him. After that clock strikes 0, I will be victorious.
No, you won't.
Because you aren't the best wrestler in the world, Ryan.
Neither are you.
I am.
Planting the seats for CM Punk. I really think he's planting the seats for Punk to come back.
You have the balls to do what it takes to win. And it's because my name is Maxwell Jacob Friedman.
Oh.
Sing along with MJF. Shut your mouth.
That's funny. I like that.
Who is he fixing to bring out? Who are you fixing to bring out?
Sean Spears, hopefully.
Christopher Daniels.
What?
You're on MJF's side? What the heck? What the heck happened? Well, you are a fallen angel. I'm really liking that AEW is using Christopher Daniels a lot. He's been on
I'm glad
Dark mostly, but I think he's had a Rampage match against Rouge, but I'm glad they're using him. I think he'd be a great. Would not be a good contender for the TNT title. I see him and Joe run it back again.
That'd be cool. But also looking at it too, like, he's done a lot of great stuff backstage as well.
Yeah, he's the I forget what he's called. He's got the he's part of their HR team basically.
Oh, gotcha.
Why does this feel like Impact?
The colors do look like Impact, doesn't it?
Christopher Daniels is in the ring. It's blue.
I like the lighting they have.
Impact is all elite. I like this look.
Dude, Tony's buying everything, might as well. Buy Impact, buy WWE, be a monopoly.
MJF gave Christopher Daniels money to trash talk MJF.
Whoa. Did you see his eye?
Yeah, his eye will forever. Yeah, it'll always be that way. Well, he has an eye contact to put in when he wrestles. It was the match with Frankie Kazarian and Wesley versus Young Bucks. He's not going to do it.
Come out here and bury Bryan Danielson with you for hours. But that's not the man I am today, Max. And if you want the truth,
You know, I have his Fallen Angel character or his figure. I have it in my AEW collection. It's probably my favorite like Impact figure because it looks exactly like him.
Fans of change. Yeah, I heard that a while back.
That's great, isn't it?
You're fine, man. During Colorado, I believe you said. Uh, yeah, I hate to hear that it's snowing. Like it was snowing for me a few weeks ago. It was pretty bad.
Yeah, it was
So,
bad down here a few weeks as well.
so I guess the snow has moved from the south to the Pacific.
Colorado's always bad with snow. It's supposed to be like it's supposed to drop like it's 70 degrees today, and it's supposed to drop like 30 degrees between now and like the morning time down here. So what is up with the world?
Sums it up, don't you think? Now, Matt, I've shared locker rooms with Bryan Danielson all over this planet. And I watched him wrestle as many matches as he could handle because everything he wanted to do, he was a sponge.
Only someone choose them out.
I like that.
He was a sponge.
Shared locker rooms with Bryan Danielson all over this planet. And I watched him wrestle as many times over until I watched him become a world champion. Max, he knows what it takes to be a world champion. He's on the path to becoming world champion one more time. And that's why these people love him. And that's why you hate him, Max. And it's not just because he's about to take the one thing from you that you love more than anything else. It's because he is exactly what you wish you could be.
This feud of MJF and Danielson has really gotten better.
I know.
I think from well, like the feud has been okay, but I think last week it really amped it up. Like last month when they locked him with the catch when it was the Roosh match, Danielson, and then they locked him into the Ruin or whatever in Danielson's match. Like last week really amped it up, but this right here, this is amping it up even more. Danielson, you're gonna regret saying that. I mean, Daniel's gonna regret saying that.
Yeah.
Get him, Dan.
We're gonna get this match next week. Would you get it? Would you put this match on for next week?
I like to see it. Well, yep, I knew Daniel's gonna regret doing that. He's gonna break his arm off.
Use a diamond, like use a beautiful diamond ring and just bust him open. The salt of the earth. He makes it look so good though.
Sunday, March 5th, the main event for the AEW World Championship, the 60-minute Iron Man match. But there is quite a complicated scene here in the women's.
Just I love that visual of MJF, like that glowing, like how lighting was, like how it's bouncing off like his hair and his silhouette. Like that was a cool shot. I hope they use that one.
I feel like Sting was gonna come out there for some reason.
Maybe. I don't know.
Probably because of the blue and it looked like snow was coming down.
Yeah.
This is the main event tonight? That's the main event. Yeah, it's clever, right? Baker, Sale, and Storm's the main event. Did I hear
Which
that
is
right?
good. Like that's awesome. Like the women's getting some time to shine. That's not.
Like, did I hear
know.
that right? Like, did he actually say that?
I thought that's what I heard.
I could have swore I heard main event in there. I don't know whether the match can, since all the other matches. Like, what if Mercedes debuts tonight? And one of the That would be a weird city to debut in.
It
but
won't be. It won't. To be honest with you, it won't be Dynamite. If they're gonna do something, it's gotta be.
Revolution.
It's gotta be Revolution for her.
What a weird town to do it in, Laredo,
Yeah.
Texas. That'd be definitely history making.
It'd be
Probably
cool,
the
but
probably the
it
most
just doesn't
electrifying
feel
thing they've had.
special enough.
Probably the most electrifying thing they've ever had in that little town.
Mhm.
Jungle Boy and Brian Cage is next.
Oh, sweet. Like this show's been actually really solid. Like it's just, I feel like each match has gotten better and better and better. And it's like we just keep turning up the heat. So if that's an indication, this next match is gonna be amazing, and then your main event's gonna be badass.
I think this Wednesday, well, this show's been better than last week. But who? I hate to get in this, but who hasn't been on the show tonight? That was on the show last week.
Sorry, what'd you say? You cut out.
My question was, who was on last week's episode that hasn't been on this week's episode yet?
Really, like, I feel like they've kept a good, consistent story from last week. And some
Well,
before
it's
nothing.
someone
Somebody
that
named the guns.
it's someone that always opens the show and they
Oh, are you talking about the JAS?
yeah, they have been on the show and it's been a little bit
Don't
better.
jinx it.
I don't think they should ever start the show with the long segment, like talking segment, which
Not
AEW,
talking segment.
which like AEW is known for, like starting to show off with the match. Really, like that's what makes AEW better. Well, a little bit better than WWE is because WWE is talk, 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 talk. But AEW is big into the wrestling based. And that's what I like about AEW. I mean, AEW has talking, but it's more of a wrestling based show.
Yeah, it's like I said. I think now, I think they're seeing that the JAS had a huge effect on their. Like, I think it's a decent talking segment. It's fine, but don't do it like I said to start the show off, unless it's something that's not done weekly, where it makes sense and it's a big, big part of the night.
Kind of like when they did. I think the very first one was CM Punk and MJF, and they started the show off. It was the Thanksgiving show, 2021, and that was probably the best opening segment with talking they've ever had. Oh, Jungle Boy's starting off strong to a bunch of suicidas. He's gonna catch him with one of these. Oh, I knew he was gonna catch him eventually.
Yeah, I think Brian Cage has got to win this match tonight.
That looked so good when he caught him. I knew he was gonna catch him on one of them.
Great catch by Cage. Ow! This is a new side of Cage. I haven't seen this part of him in a while. Well, did he even come out with his trios belt tonight?
Yeah, I think he did. Yeah, but tonight was he came out, put his stuff away, and was ready to get to wrestling. He's ready to get to work.
Yeah. This is like the Brian Cage we saw against Hangman. And before his disappearance.
Like they had two matches. But the first match, Brian Cage dominated. He beat Hangman in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And then they had another match at Double or Nothing 2021, which is a very good match, and Hangman won. Should be starting. Jacobs. Everyone's here already. Yeah, elbow drop on the light button. I hate that snowing down there. It snowed a week or two ago. Here, I think Wayne was in Texas. It snowed for him a little bit. I think it's passing through the Pacific now. I want to answer that question when Wayne gets back. So far, Brian Cage has got full control in this match. Tonight's show's gonna go real fast. They're back from picture and Brian Cage hits Jungle with the big boot. Drop kick by Jungle Boy at the cage. Cage would kill it away from the cage. Yeah, I believe he would. He'd be a great contender for Claudio, Samoa Joe, or maybe Mark Briscoe. I don't know if him and Mark Briscoe's ever going against each other. Brian Cage, buckle bomb. No dangerous move. F5.
He does it better than Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
I feel like he has more.
I watched the Royal Rumble and Brian Cage looked very. I mean, not Brian Cage. Brock Lesnar got kind of. I watched him in the Royal Rumble. He was kind of slower than I'm used to seeing him.
Well, I think it's just all the stuff he's taken to get to that massive size. You know, I wonder if that's really affected him over the years. I bet his body's just breaking down now.
In the Royal Rumble, I'm used to him going in there and tossing everyone around.
Like about half the Royal Rumble out.
It was the 2016 Royal Rumble, and he came in and he threw everyone around like they were nothing.
Doesn't he have the record for most eliminations? Or is it still Kane?
I believe Kane does, but Brock Lesnar had a pretty good amount. It was either 2016 or 20. It was one where Edge returned. That one, he threw a bunch of people out. When Brock Lesnar comes in, or when he used to come in, he'd throw everyone out. That's what I'm used to seeing from Brock. Which he's a little bit older now. Like super kick.
All right, let's see. Who has the world record right now?
Oh,
it is Kane.
How many does he have? Does it say?
Well, actually, no. He has a total of 40 in his 46 in his career. Let me see. What? Okay. Nope, it's Brock Lesnar right now. He's got 13 eliminations.
Doesn't make any sense.
Maybe they're trying to bury him before he leaves.
Yeah, seems like what they're trying to do. Yeah, he's not staying. There's no way. Oh, at this point, I don't know what they could do with him. So it was, yeah.
I would just, to be honest with you, if you don't see a spot for him on AEW, put him on Ring of Honor and make him a star over there.
Christian
know.
Cage. I don't care about Christian Cage now. He
Well,
didn't
you
ruin
did.
my-
You were caring about Christian Cage, but I think
He's still
Vince
injured.
spoiled it.
I don't want to see him with Luchasaurus again. I'm sorry, but
But the thing is, who knows if Cage is done, or not done, but if he's still hurt? Because think about it, Cage is always good about playing possum.
what was that?
Think about it, he'd
Spray.
be playing possum. He's done it before.
I hate that AEW's gonna try to. I don't know. It feels like they're gonna bury him now because his contract expires next week, which he can extend it and drop the trios, the 6-man ROH titles at the taping.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up?
I don't know, I just feel like the match just didn't need to happen. I think it was a good match.
It felt very short to me.
I think it was good. I don't know. I guess it was like the women's
Yeah,
match of the night, or that time slot, so it had to be quick. So whatever is going to happen in the women's match has got to be something big. Because if they're cutting this match short, yep, I was right. Cage was playing possum.
yeah.
This has got to make you feel a little bit better, though.
Well, I don't have a favorite wrestler in the company if Brian Cage leaves. Well, CM Punk, but he's not really on there. But I said before, but wherever Brian Cage goes, I don't really support him where the company is with. I'll support him wherever he goes. I'll support him if he goes to, I don't know, a little small promotion in Arkansas. I'll support him wherever he goes.
Like I said, it's always hard, and I know we've discussed this before, and I actually wouldn't mind doing a podcast on this.
Which I could see. I could see why Brian Cage wouldn't because it took him forever to use him. Then what's to say they wouldn't go back and do that again? And you can't leave. So
well, that's the thing. It's hard because if you look at it, every company, no matter if it's Impact, AEW, WWE, unfortunately, it's hard when you see sometimes when your favorite wrestlers don't get used, and there's times, unfortunately, they have to leave. It's unfortunately it's a hard business, especially when both companies have the biggest rosters on the planet. It sucks, and it's hard to see your favorites leave or get fired or let go or.
I really don't have a favorite anymore. If Brian Cage and CM Punk's MIA, so well, I like Angelico, but he's not really used ever.
Yeah. But it's kind of goes back to we had a huge debate about this yesterday, and it got a little heated. But there's times where looking at Matt Cardona's career, right? I always use him as an example. Zack Ryder. He should have been the next big thing in wrestling. And the same thing could have been said for Drew McIntyre, Cody Rhodes. There's a lot of talent that should have got their comeuppance and got over on their own, and have we have loyal fans. But the hard part is, like I said, it's one of those things that it sucks when they don't get used. And then hopefully Brian Cage, hopefully they have something better planned for him, or if he does go, hopefully he'll go somewhere that uses him. Because I don't feel like he'd be good for WWE. I feel like they would just job him out to Braun Strowman.
I feel like he's gonna. I don't think he's gonna go back to Impact. I feel like Triple H. They have that kind of size. They use that kind of size, like Braun Breaker. Brian Cage has got that kind of size, not the weight, but the body to body. I've met Braun Breaker, and Brian Cage. They've got the both similar body size. So I could see Brian Cage going to NXT and working Braun Breaker and wrestling NXT, and they use him because AEW doesn't really focus on big men; they focus more on cruiserweights.
It's a double-edged sword, isn't it?
Yeah, they. But WWE focuses on they have more programming, so obviously they can do more. But I don't know. I think maybe Braun Breaker would be very, very good. They both got the similar, as I said before, the similar body size.
Yeah.
And Brian Cage knows a lot of people in WWE. Ricochet.
You were here.
Him and Ricochet has never happened, I don't believe. They've been bestest friends.
Here.
Not even I thought don't they go up against each other in PWG?
That's what I want to say. They did.
But yeah, but they haven't like done anything like on a mainstream massive audience. So
Yeah.
you know what? In a way, like this is gonna sound really bad to me, Connor, but I really hope wherever he goes, I hope he gets used because right now,
He's not going to get used where he is. That's
and same thing goes for Archer. Like
no.
on paper, Archer, Archer should be a strong monster character. You don't necessarily have to have him near the tile picture. Same thing goes for Miro. Same thing goes for, really the only big guy they've booked consistently is Joe and Wardlow. They're the only two guys that really been booked consistent as big athletes.
But
And then maybe Powerhouse Hobbs, but it feels like they've kind of put that a little bit on ice. The Keith Lee and Swerve storyline, they put that. I don't know if they're doing that still, but
yeah.
I would expect that to have been paid off at Revolution.
Yeah, it feels like they're doing Dustin Rhodes and Swerve now. That's what it feels like.
Because they're doing it on Friday, correct? On Rampage.
Oh yeah, they are. Yeah, I did see
So I bet whatever happens that night, I bet something happens with Keith Lee that sets it up for Revolution, because you don't just leave all those months of storytelling for nothing. Because that was like one of the best long-term storylines you had in the company, besides, really started, that's been going on the last little bit, because not many have like really hit and people have invested in. So
My pal.
okay, I like Don Canales. Like he looks like an old like Japanese mafia boss. Kenny Omega versus AR Fox.
What was that? You'll see it.
Oh, it's House of Black. Do you see that? It was a House of Black. Something's gonna happen with House of Black. They're going up against them at Revolution, aren't they?
That's the only team that seems. I can't really think of any other teams besides.
Because you don't want to run the Lucha Bros and Pack back. You don't want to.
I don't know. I wonder what they're gonna.
Maybe.
I think this Friday, the Elite and AR Fox and Top Flight's doing something.
Okay, Kip's not winning this match. Poor Kip.
Look at his hat. He looks like a little safari guy.
Poor Kip. They dropped the ball. That's one that they've disappointed me on.
Oh, the women's match is the main event.
A lot of
They've
people.
disappointed with Kip. No,
That's just buried now.
Well, I feel like they're trying too hard with like the whole faction he's in. But you had a good story where he should have won the All Atlantic Championship.
Yeah, I was very disappointed in that.
But what do I don't know. I guess that's the thing. I think there's just so many great talent in the company. We can't always be.
Which I don't know if
decision.
I don't know if anyone. I believe it was. Can't remember what show it was, but I believe it was like Fight for the Falling. 2019 was Kip Sabian versus Hangman Page. I believe it was this match.
Yeah, it was.
It was Fighter Fest or.
I saw the graphic for it, and it was kind of a. I liked it because Kip posted it in his Twitter. Yeah, I think it was Fight. I think you're right. Let's see. It was one of the fights. Let's see. Kip. Let's see. It was. Where is it? I just saw the post not too long ago. Yeah, it was Fight for the Fallen. You're right. Wow, it's so weird to see how he's changed. I like his his whole characters. I wish they would have done. I'm hoping they do more with it. Because I liked his. Oh, that was cool. That was different.
He actually caught, like a lot of guys don't catch him, but
Yeah.
that was a good Sabian. Well, actually, Hangman caught Sabian,
Yeah.
but they connected with the move.
Yeah. Oh,
You know,
jeez, man. This just makes me love him even more. Like, I have not seen this out of him in a while.
Who?
Kip?
I love Kip.
I see a lot of people on Twitter like criticizing him about everything, but he's a phenomenal wrestler.
They're just doing it to be assholes at this point, Connor. Like,
I mean, it's not really his fault. He's not getting really used as much, but like I've seen someone say that if this match isn't good, that he's basically done for.
well, the thing is, wrestling. I know we discuss this a lot, but wrestling fans nowadays are just so fickle.
Yeah.
Like, think about it. Like, that's why I stopped listening to one of the podcasts I listened to. It's just because the thing is, they went from giving actually good criticism to AEW to really just well, man, this show was lackluster. But I'm like, did you even watch it? Like, it was a great show, start to finish. And I guess I don't know. Maybe I'm just. I think people are just blinded by Triple H still.
Yeah, I
And
feel like some people they don't watch AEW, but a lot of people mistake me for this. They think, well, I agree. Like you're just agreeing with everyone else's opinion. Like you don't have your own opinion. Like everyone's on the Triple H bandwagon, so they don't watch AEW, but they just agree with what they say. Basically, what I'm trying to say.
Because if you think about it, the only thing they have going for them besides Braun Breaker is Cody, Sammy, and the whole
Bloodline story.
Bloodline story. And then if you want, I don't like it, the whole Judgment Day, Rey Mysterio, and Rhea Ripley.
I'm sick of seeing
don't
that.
get me wrong, I think the videos outside the ring have been clever, but I feel like you're wasting Finn Balor. Like you're trying to be a Bullet Club, but not.
I don't know why, but with Rey Mysterio or Dominant, they wear the stuff. Like I remember Rey Mysterio, Seth Rollins, they wore that out. Like they even brought. Yeah, we talked about this. Like they had Buddy Matthews and Rey Mysterio's daughter going out, kind of, and she's like 19 years old, and he's in his 30s, maybe.
Yeah, but well, at least she was legal age. That's
yeah.
So it's okay. But looking at it, it's just. I guess, like I said, I'm not trying to bash it, and
It basically belongs on Dr. Phil.
But it's like I said, it's very focused on sports entertainment. And I love how people because think about it, AEW is at least still putting on solid shows each week, but Raw, it's like you have that great 10-15 minutes of genius, and then it's all back to let's have Dexter Lumis stalk the Miz for 2 hours.
Yeah, some things in WWE are good. Like some things have improved, but not everything has. It's not as great as people say it is. I mean, I think the United States title and the Intercontinental has been portrayed a lot better. They're actually they're actually making them a bigger deal.
It's not just a prop like it has been in years past.
Yeah, I seen where Triple H had video packages for both of the titles, and they had some former Intercontinental champions, some former United States champions on commentary, and they really amped it up a little bit. But it seems like that world title is missing in WWE. They don't have a really world champion. Really.
Well, I think that's the hard part is when you have, you have two big shows, right? See, AEW doesn't have. They have their main show, and then you have Rampage, which is basically I think just more of a continuation of Wednesday night, right? But you have two main shows, and for a while there, you had those two belts that were very prominent of each show. Okay, then you brought them together with and then you really needed to at least my professional opinion, you need to split them back up again. Because if you're having just Roman Reigns, you know, you lose opportunities for fresh matchups and hungry challengers. Like MJF even said this tonight. Everybody gets in the business to be a world champion. Nobody gets in the business to say, well, let's just job out today. Let's just only go out to the 24/7 championship, which I'm glad they made that call and got rid of it. But you really need to split it up, and I'm hoping they do with at least Elimination Chamber or WrestleMania, because it's kind of like Roman Reigns had a few good solid title defenses, but man, it was just
Roman Reigns.
I think they just need to figure it out and get rid of him. Like, just have
think-
Cody be one, have Reigns be another champion.
I think
You have 2 nights of WrestleMania. Do it.
I think like Cody Rhodes winning the WWE World Championship, but bringing back the
Winged Eagle.
and then having Sami Zayn as the Universal on SmackDown. Because I feel like whoever beats Roman's not going to come back the very next night. He's going to take some time off. I feel like he'll be back, but once he comes back, he's going straight for the title. But they're supposed to have a draft after WrestleMania, so they can't keep even I think USA Network wanted an interim champion just for them to have a world title. That's pretty bad. When the
That's saying a lot,
TV network saying that.
But yeah, it's just
Got Moxley.
who's the? Oh, we have a new listener. So let's bring him up.
Juice Man. Yep. Slamming AEW is the new thing to do. In my opinion, WWE still isn't all that. In my opinion, WWE survives off their past. People holding the Attitude Era comes back. AEW to me is way better. Yep. There is some like in WWE, like there's like these few good moments on the show that's good, like very like Cody and Paul Heyman good. Dexter Lumis sucks. Miz sucks. Might got a few good matches in there, but it's not the whole show like AEW is. Like AEW, there's a lot more better good things happen. I think in WWE. Like in WWE, you're lucky to get a few good things.
I think Ian, like I said, with like a bloated roster, like we're still getting some kind of consistent storytelling, and I think, and I watched an interview with Bully Ray about this today. So a lot of people went to Twitter and was like, "Man, like why aren't you hating on the Guns winning? Like that was such a terrible finish. He's like, that was a clean finish. Like he's like, I went back and watched that a couple times just to make sure I wasn't seeing anything wrong. And like I said, it was just a shock experience, and that's why a lot of people didn't like it. Like I said, it's still a good, consistent story being told between the Guns and the Acclaim, because unfortunately with FTR being out, and like you were you brought up a few times with the trios belts being more of a focus with the teams than tag. But but if you look at it, at least like there's something that's something fresh. It was very I think it was more of a ballsy decision on Tony Khan's decision.
I feel like when they had a lot of trios matches, that's when they needed trios titles. But now they don't have many trios teams, so they don't need it. Because like Jurassic Express would have been a great trios champion. All three of them, they would have been good.
Yeah, but I think the hard part is, I wonder if there was something more to do with the network decision. I wonder because Marco's very that's the hard part. He's not he's better for independence and stuff. Ooh.
Is Adam Cole going to join the Dark Order?
Adam Cole, Dark Order? That'd be interesting.
It's 3-on-4. Adam Cole doesn't have a match. So.
Oh. This is interesting. This is a new side of Evil Uno. I like this. I missed this Evil Uno. Oh. Evil Uno versus Moxley next week or on Rampage. What do you think? This is going to be a cool matchup. I like this idea. I think they're just proving us wrong with the trios thing, Connor. I think they heard us talking about it on a podcast just now because this would be a good trios match. You actually got me intrigued.
True what Moxley said.
Yes. Did he wait? Is that Texas Death Match Revolution?
That's gonna be him.
Ooh,
Well, it's not. Dark Order's on his then.
they're leading him to something with the Dark Order. I just don't know what now. I'm
Ooh,
actually really impressed with this.
They could do Claudio and Will Yuta versus two Dark Order members.
Yeah. Well, there you go. There's the JS. Look at that. Perfect time slot.
Ricky Starks did not demand a match. You're demanding a match. Ricky Starks already beat you and Hager and 2.0.
It's
And
called
Sammy.
sports entertainment, Connor. Turn off your professional wrestling brain. See, Jericho is the babyface in this match.
He's not cool enough.
It really should be Jericho going against Ricky Starks is choosing people.
Yeah.
But Ricky Starks hasn't done that. And Jericho's done it a couple times.
I actually don't mind seeing Ricky Starks and Garcia again. I think if you keep the JS out of it, I think it'll be a great match. Absolutely.
Tell him, Jake.
Rampage slam dunk.
They're
Yep.
teasing a Garcia split. I think they're teasing a split in this one. I know we've been talking about it for a while. You think he's going to split and he doesn't.
I hope they actually do it this time.
It's called peppering. You got to pepper. You got to pepper. And sometimes you're like Salt Bay and just throw the whole pepper on top of the feud. Be like, I'm just going to throw it here, here, and here.
That's not an open challenge. It was never an open challenge to have an open challenge.
Oh well, he messed up. Oh well.
Well, that's on Tony.
At least it's organic. Not like being chirped in his ear the whole time. I'm actually excited for this pay-per-view. Like, I wish the build was a little bit better, but I think this pay-per-view is going to be a good one.
So there's 2 Casino Battle Royal
There is?
matches, and those 2 winners, one next week and one the very next week, those 2 winners are in the Guns and Acclaimed.
I bet it's going to be FTR. I think FTR is going to come back. What do you think?
Here's a preview of it. Tag Team Battle Royal. Well, Caliber wouldn't talk so fast. But I've seen 2.0 Best Friends.
So, Best Friends, Tony Nese, Dark Order.
Do they have anyone that's not listed that's like a mystery?
I didn't see anything in the graphic. But the thing is, who knows? Because they could say this just for one spot, or they could have a babyface team get taken out and then have FTR. There's either that, or FTR could just come back to Revolution and challenge. I think the Guns will win at Revolution and then have FTR come out and start that storyline, because they were already teasing it before they went on hiatus. And with the assholes, I mean the ass boys, with their whole, posting Dax Tequila, because that is a very clearly Dax's favorite tequila that him and Cash always drink
Like
after every match.
At first, when he posted that, everyone was saying WWE. I didn't really get the reference to WWE until I seen the
paper.
Yeah, I didn't really get the reference with WWE until I just kept on looking at it. Like, where did I see in WWE? Where did I see in WWE? Then I finally just see that.
But
Which Dax has the He has like his WWE tag belts he won, the Raw, SmackDown, NXT.
Yeah, so he could just be like he could have had something from like the podcast that he brought up or used for reference in a future episode, because he's gone back and he's talked about both his WWE and AEW career, and he's posted the pictures and videos and all that stuff. So I don't know
That's bad.
what.
Well, nothing. Well, I'm looking at the score of the Dallas Mavericks game, and this is sad.
To be honest, I'm not a basketball fan. I'm not a
Just
Mavs
one
fan,
point.
so you're good.
Luka Doncic just scored all their points, 17 out of 25. That's sad. That's sad. That's sad.
Yeah.
Well, that's what they get with. Well, tomorrow. Well, Rampage is called Rampage Slam Dunk.
Slam dunk.
It's the All-Star weekend.
I think that's kind of cute and charming, though. I like that. That's kind of fun, I guess. At least it's not Battle of the Belts 20.
Yeah, it's basically a collaboration with the NBA. They're doing the All-Star, which is also on TNT.
Well, what I would do, to be honest with you, I would even have a couple of AEW stars go to the
All-Star game.
go to the NBA All-Star game.
I
They're
think
going to do like a some kind of competition, or
I know the Young
have them
Bucks.
be part of like the slam dunk competition in a way. Maybe
I know the Young Bucks watch the NBA.
oh, they're huge. Are they huge?
Scorpio Sky
Lakers fans
does.
or Clippers?
See, I know it's Lakers or Clippers because they live in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Scorpio Sky's a big Los Angeles Lakers fan.
Yeah, we know, yeah. Scorpio Sky is.
That'd be actually funny to see if they could film like a skit of like two different teams of AEW playing basketball.
Yeah.
Like just put it on being the elite or just
Well, even
I don't
Britt
know.
Baker, isn't it? Because Britt Baker's a Bulls fan.
Who could be the captains? Team MJ, I can't see MJF playing basketball. And he's not going to agree to do that.
He'd be like, "Why the fuck am I even here?" That's what I loved when he that was like that's what, like his Christmas like when he did those Christmas vignettes the last couple of years when he besides the Christmas story one, but when he's like, "I celebrate Hanukkah,"
Yeah.
and then I always need to get the Hanukkah sweater. I should have got the Hanukkah sweater because I thought that was too funny. I'm curious. What did we get Hook and Paige at Revolution?
Tony Schiavone says, "Why do you look like this?"
What is up with Matt Hardy's shirt? When you go through a midlife crisis. Oh my gosh. He's over exaggerating it, isn't he?
Hook's been suspended.
Hook's been suspended. It's just too funny. I like this.
Okay, I've been told that Hook has been suspended pending investigation.
That's just gonna piss Hook even more off. Why did he get suspended? If Homeboy was running his mouth.
Pending. It says pending.
Oh, this is gonna be fun, isn't it? I wonder what they're gonna lead to.
There's going to be some type of like someone turning against someone or someone join an alliance.
My girl.
Yeah.
Something big's going to happen.
We got something in my hand.
But I don't think we're going to get who's this?
Yeah, it's spray paint.
Well,
My girl.
What?
you'll see. That was funny. Who's that? Is that a fan? No, that's not a fan. That's got to be a indie wrestler. They tore the sign and I just.
That's fun. Oh, love when they do like a fan implant.
That's what Santino Morella was.
Santino Morala.
He almost won the Royal Rumble one time. Tony Schiavone said he mixed it over. Tony Schiavone said she's been around in like AEW for a while. This is the first time AEW was mentioned in AEW.
Hey, EW. I love AEW.
You're so sweet. Comfortable, you know.
Oh, this is gonna be a fun one, isn't it? I always love Britt Baker.
There was a little side chick that.
It's so weird to see Tony Storm as a heel.
Yeah.
Like, yep, Jamie hates her.
Here they are. There's a side chick.
I don't think Jamie Hayter's gonna be defending the women's title at Revolution.
Yeah, like that would be kind of, I don't know. I still I would have you'd have to. I think you have to have it at Revolution. I don't.
It's not really building.
Spot
Yeah,
on your.
They're not really building towards anyone for her, really. So
You can still run. I want to run Sheeta back. Maybe do.
they could do her in Storm again.
Yeah. Oh.
What I could do like a 5-on-5 or 3-on-3 in the Revolution.
Yeah.
And then just have the TBS women's title on the line.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I could do Jade versus Yuko Sakazaki.
One thing about you haven't even seen a lot of Jade either. That's the thing. Like you're not even building up to anything for the TBS title. So what's the that's the one that you should.
That's not new. I don't think that's anything new. I guess I could put Jade versus Yuko Sakazaki or
yeah,
I don't know.
Like that would be great.
I don't know who else. Say Riho maybe.
Riho would be fun.
But I already know if they put her in Riho, it's gonna be like a 5-minute match when it should be at least a 15-minute match. I would put this.
Her you could always insert Nyla Rose.
Yeah, I could do that.
Like, that would be a hard hitting match.
That was smart. Someone's turning on someone tonight.
I don't think it'd be Ruby.
What if Britt Baker turns on Jamie?
That would be fun. How many times have we talked about like her doing that?
Oh yeah. What if it's the other way around?
That would be interesting.
What if Rebel turns on Baker and Hater?
So, yeah, come on, Ruby, let's go. I actually want Ruby to win.
Yeah, Ruby would be good.
But yeah, this has been. I'm glad that the girls are ending the show tonight. I feel like that was a good call. I feel like this one was kind of well deserved. But you also think about too. Something big's got to happen, like you were saying, like with a turn of some sort.
Yeah, something's got to happen tonight.
Yeah, I don't know what you have.
Especially from to put it in the main event, something's big's got to come out of it. Carl Winslow.
I don't know. It's been a good show. I think, like I said, I think besides the cage match, but I feel like everything's made sense so far. You have Jungle Boy versus Christian Cage, probably at Revolution. Not Christian Cage. Yeah, Christian Cage at Revolution now. This might be a fun. We might have to go through. We might have to predict the rest of the card next week on Talking Elite. If we don't have the full card, or we can do. Of course, you got the card breakdown Thursday before.
I was planning on going Revolution now Golly, California prices just ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like the plane tickets are so expensive. Golly,
Like
that'd be like my that might be my 2 months of a paycheck.
it's not worth it. Like at least go to California. Like California and New York, they're like the only overpriced states to visit.
I mean, I went to New York, for Full Gear, New Jersey. It was expensive, but golly, it is so expensive in California. Like, no wonder everyone leaves there.
That's why there's overpopulation here in Texas.
Everyone's leaving California. It's so expensive.
And I can't say anything because my future wife's from California.
Well,
Yeah, you gotta keep them locked up.
well, it is a liberal state. Well, never mind. You didn't hear that. You didn't hear that.
Welcome to Talking Politics,
one-
the All Elite Zone.
No one heard that. No one heard that.
It's
It's a lucky state. I said.
a lucky. But to be
lucky.
honest with you, like you're not really saying anything wrong about it. There are very certain there's certain party stance. There you go.
I was
Get political on the podcast tonight, dang
Talk-
it.
talking politics.
Ah,
I hate talking about politics because sometimes it just.
ugh.
Like
It
my
depends on who, like it's like wrestling, you know. It depends on who you're talking about with because there's
Oh,
people that
okay.
just yell and scream that act like they
You're
know
talking
that
about
their opinion's right, but
if you're talking about it with my grandpa and my grandma, you're not going to win the argument. It's just going to be a cussing word at the end of
that's
it.
when you just say, "Okay, boomer, shut up."
Go to hell, you son of a bitch. Go to hell. I know what I'm talking about. I know when I was a boy. That's the way this ends up. It just turns out to be funny.
When I was a boy, I used to walk to school and uphill in the snow.
Sometimes it's funny. Just let them talk. Let them get it out of their system.
One thing that I wish we could have saw though, I wish we could have saw an Impact versus AEW like Super Show. I would have loved to have seen Adam Cole and Well, actually, they probably still could see Adam Cole and Britt Baker versus Jake something and
Cody Deaner.
what's her name?
Hey, they should go back to the Deaners. Called Jake Deaner and Cody Deaner. The Deaners.
Yeah.
I should go back to that.
Deanna Prazo. There you go. Can't remember. Yeah, Deanna Prazo.
Yeah, they should bring back Cody Deaner and Jake Deaner and ODB as their manager. Go back to the Deaners.
To be honest with you, this is just another side thing, but could you I think if you're gonna make some signings, I think you really would want to do some better with women on your roster because this is a great match, but we should be seeing women's matches like this every week.
I wish we did.
'Cause
You
I
gotta
don't
get
need
rid
to
of
see Jade
you gotta-
versus insert jobber here that's still green.
you gotta get rid of Jade and Nyla and Marina. Get all three of them out of there.
Well,
Well,
Nyla's not-
I
I
don't know.
think
Nyla's
she's
pretty good,
bad.
but we'll definitely get Marina Shavir out of there. Send her to somewhere else.
I would just put her in ROH.
Send
You know,
Jade
she
to
can
wrestling
develop.
school. We'll send Marina and Jade to wrestling school.
Yeah, because Jade has gone better. It's just she needs to be able to look like she's strong with that woman's belt. Because really, the TBS is kind of the only really belt that's not, firing in all four cylinders.
I don't think it ever has.
No, I think, like I said, I think it had promise when they had the
Tournament.
yeah, the tournament was really promising, but then after that, it just with
I thought-
Statlander getting hurt, that just didn't help matters.
I think they're gonna wait till she gets back, but it's not that easy coming back from an ACL tear. It's not, especially a second one.
Yeah.
I don't know if I
Her recovery is doing better though.
I don't know if I should tell you this because you might be heartbroken because you're a big
What's
Statlander fan. Well, I had a friend that seen her at a Comic-Con and she was in a booth and they said that she looked miserable. That she was so miserable. Not that she didn't want to, it's just she was in a boot and she was in a wheelchair at one point throughout the day. They said she looked miserable.
I would be too if I had
Yeah.
an ACL
Like,
surgery and had to work on it.
This is a second one too. Like, not many people go through. Well, Tegan Knox. Well, she had triple ACL tear after ACL tear after ACL tear. But all right, we're at towards the end of the
Soraya,
match.
of course, dude.
The match hasn't ended yet, so something's gonna.
Throw it out.
Why?
Oh, both of them out. They just
That didn't look right. That didn't look right. Especially the color green. Uh-oh.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
a butt print. Okay, that's different. That's an interesting moment. What? But
Wow,
wait,
Ruby
why is
picks
this
up
on
the
the match?
win.
Well, actually, no, it's a trios match, so I guess there's technically no rule. I don't know. That's weird. Like, wouldn't she throw it out though, or did the ref not see it?
Ruby
Or
picks
was
up
it
the
supposed to be a
win.
no rules match?
Wow.
Yes, Ruby got it.
What's gonna happen here?
Well, she did dye her hair green.
She's gonna attack. She's gonna attack Jamie Hayter, isn't she?
I guess he could do Ruby and.
What's gonna happen?
Or is she gonna hit Soraya? Come on, punch Soraya.
What's gonna
Knock her
happen?
It sucks because these two are like really good friends in WWE.
Well, nothing's gonna happen. I think Ruby Soho's getting the next title shot
Yeah.
because she's been racking up a lot of wins here lately. They keep on showing like someone's gonna come out. Keep on showing the stage.
Still, it was a great match. Glad Ruby won, but interesting.
Yeah.
It's over, isn't it?
y'all.
That was weird. But she is seemingly for the championship belt.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's good. Do it for Dynamite tonight. Now,
Yeah, so-
join us for our Power Slap stream.
Mhm.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I had to get
But
older.
it looks like I don't know. It could be Hayter, Soraya, and Soho, but I think it's gonna be Soho and Hayter at Revolution.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's pretty much it for Dynamite. I thought it was a pretty good show. I give it a 7.5 out of 10. What about you?
I'd give it an 8. Good solid.
Yeah, 7.58.
It had,
Pretty decent show.
like
I thought it was
said,
better than last week's.
I think the finish of the match was great, but I think they could have had a better way to send us off. Does that make sense? Like I thought that was a little lackluster, and then I think Cage and Jungle Boy just a random roll up to win. Like they could have done better on that. I did like having Christian Cage come back.
Yeah.
But other than that, I just like those are the only like two things that I think kept it away from being a total like perfect 9 out of 10 or 10 out of 10 show. But other than that, it got the storylines to where it should be. You had, the JS didn't start the show off. You have, of course, a good lead up now for next week with, with Moxley versus Evil Uno, which is actually different. I'm actually surprised with that one. So it's gonna be fun to see what happens.
Yeah, we'll be back tomorrow for Talking Elite. And Rampage Friday, possibly. I don't know if we're gonna do Rampage or not. It's 6 or 7 o'clock. I don't know. Definitely check out all these on script links on description below. Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, Spotify, and Podbean. Facebook and Twitter, you'll definitely see if we're going to be doing a Rampage live reaction. Definitely subscribe down below. We're at 311 subscribers. We're getting 2 during the night.
Pretty good. So what?
yeah.
309 left checked. So good. Awesome.
But yeah, we'll see you guys Talking Weeks tomorrow. The topics.
We're gonna predict the next 3 champions for AEW. So it's gonna be a fun show, and we'll see if our predictions come true. because I think Adam's psychic. I think he's got all that bearded power. So I think he'll call the next 3 dead on. What do you think?
He could. But yeah, we'll see you guys tomorrow for Talking Elite.
All right, have a good night, y'all.